Alright, welcome back. After that terrible fucking ending in Tae-Route's route, which was just kind of like fucking to be continued bait, which we all know, fuck to be continued shit. Literally ends with the MC having to find her fucking estate to crash the fucking marriage interview meeting. Like, Jesus Christ, you don't end something like that. Anyways, I wouldn't mind talking with some of myself, and that, as I already decided with the dice at the end of that one, we're going Tae-Route. But 2 hours have passed since the party kicked off. Since the party picked off, yeah. So ever since the party kicked off, everyone's done eating and now talking amongst each other. Even Reika was pretty antisocial herself, was talking to son Yuki and Aya and the others. She looks like she's having fun. Honestly, if I'd been told that this would happen, I wouldn't have believed it. Gotta see it to believe it. After all, she has a talent to attract all the attention, even if it doesn't look like it. I mean, it doesn't feel like it at first, but looking at her now, she should be proof enough of what I mean. What about the others? Humans are so different from one another after all. Everyone's a special little snowflake. Well, I was talking to Kanzaki, and he's smiling as well. I mean, he did say that being able to protect Kanzaki would be enough for him. Kanzaki's the only one who's still eating, and it doesn't look like he's gonna stop anytime soon either. Satake and Genzo are talking to a bunch of maids and butlers. Tsuki is among them, clearly younger than her peers. But let's leave that aside. There's only one person that sticks out within this whole scene, though. She's staring ahead, very concentrated on something as if she's in her own little world. Of course, she wasn't staring at anyone in particular. I don't know why, but for some reason she randomly opens and closes her mouth from time to time while standing still. How long until we have dinner, dear? Didn't we have dinner 10 minutes ago, Granny? Did we now? I couldn't resist the temptation of simulating a stupid conversation within her mouth flaps. I'm a master at this. Maybe she's mentally ill. As I watch from afar, she eventually stands up and leaves the room. No one tries to stop her from leaving either, which comes as a surprise to me. Take a deep breath. What's the point of lying to myself if what I want will never happen either way? I was hoping for someone to chase after me, but nothing happened. I'm pathetic. Like, no one came. Reika was surrounded by people today, and she usually keeps her distance from everyone. Can't believe it. Maybe she was just born to get people's attention. Don't know how that works, but can't find any other explanation. I kick a rock in front of me, but I can't even make it travel more than a meter. Is that all I can do, even at my absolute limit? That's somewhat annoying. I've been at Reno for a whole year now, and there's still no one I've been able to call a friend yet. The only thing that has been relatively close to me is Yuki, the android my mom made for me. I told her I'd rather have a person beside me than a machine, but obviously she wouldn't listen. I see a flash of light emanating. Hold on. See a flash of light emanating from the match for a brief moment, followed by laughter. Sounds like they're having fun over there in the dining hall. The laughter quickly multiplies and mixes with various other people's cackling. They haven't noticed my absence at all. I've been in the courtyard for 10 minutes and no one has noticed. So tired of standing here either way, so I'll just sit down on the bench over there and stare into the sky or something. As I look up, the first thing I see is a cloud. I see clouds obstructing my view. Between the gaps of those clouds, I can see more stars twinkling. Fortunately, the clouds spoil most of the scenery, making me unable to appreciate the moment. Apparently, I've heard that if you're in the countryside, the night sky is always clear and you can see lots of stars twinkling with great intensity. Sounds beautiful. Clench my fists tightly on my lap and the tears start rolling down. Mom and Yuki always make fun of me for being such a crybaby. I've always wanted to get back at them and retort something back so they would stop. But no wonder they laugh at me. I am a crybaby. Maybe I should just walk back home from here. Not like anyone will notice my absence either way. So you wanted to stargaze out here? I open up as I present her with an orange juice box I snatched from the kitchen. I'm giving this to you. I reply as I sit beside her. She's definitely surprised about me being here. Last I remember, this bench didn't have your name on it. Dumbest logic I've heard in a while. I'm sitting here regardless, so deal with
私
it.
が何かしでかさないか探りに来たってわけ？
How'd you arrive to that
隠
conclusion?
さなくてもいいわよ、別に。
Don't know what's up with you, but whatever floats your boat.
別に何もしないから戻りなさいよ。
You're not gonna go back?
騒がしいのは嫌い。
Liar, you're the noisy type yourself, so that makes no sense at
騒が
all.
ないわよ。
I bet you're the kind of person that would find pleasure in mowing the lawn in the middle of the night to piss off your neighbors. And right when they go outside to see who was the asshole that woke them up, you'd be right there striking a triumphant pose.
そんな雑用しない。
Remind me to never try doing stand-up with you.
早く戻れってば。邪魔。
Am I really? Guess I'll go then. Stand up, ready to go back inside. But then she suddenly grabs one of my sleeves with her delicate hands.
早く行け。
Maybe if you'd let go of me, I'd be able to. She's not holding me very tightly, but it doesn't look like she's gonna let go of me anytime soon. In fact, I think she's actually trying pretty hard to not let go of me. What you want?
いいわ。暇つぶしに付き合ってあげる。
Pass.
私の命令を断るな。
Grab. She pulls on the sleeve once more, forcing me to sit down on the bench beside her yet again. What's wrong with you?
どうやら麗華の使いで来たんじゃないみたいだから。
Huh?
ほら、あれよ。麗華って私をライバル視してるでしょ？
I don't think she does, not like I'd tell Tae directly either
だ
way.
からあんたに様子を探らせに来たと思ったの。
And what would she accomplish by keeping you in check
てい
anyway?
うか、何普通にタメ口聞いてるのよ。英語使いなさいよね。
Sounds like a bothersome now.
面倒でも使
Understood, Your
え。
Highness.
それ使えてないから。
Stop complaining about every little single thing, you fucking nitpicker. Say as I make myself comfortable. So, you hate how noisy it's inside, and that's why you came here, is that it?
そうよ。
Then maybe the best thing you and I could do right now is silently watch the clear night sky.
澄み切った？どこがよ。
What, isn't this already supposed to be clear and beautiful?
当たり前よ。この辺りは汚染が進んでて汚いんだから。綺麗っていうのは星が見えるくらいの空よ。
Ah, so this sky's polluted? Look at the visible stars twinkling, taking in all of my attention. I suppose you're right.
変なやつ。
Yeah, I'm not your average Joe, I guess. I think this is already beautiful as is. The first time I saw the night sky in my life was an experience that left me at a loss for words. It was gorgeous to look at. It really made me think about the other numerous beautiful things that were in this world that I hadn't seen yet. Thought to myself, was there another kind of night sky that was yet unknown to me? Even now I can't even begin to imagine the
あんた
possibility.
さ、どこの出身？すっごい態度が悪いよ。ボディーガードのくせに。どこかで教育課程を間違えたに違いない。
Pretty amusing to have you tell me that. Pretty amusing to have you tell me all that.
少なくとも名家じゃないでしょ。というか、名家だったら絶対変。
You got me. I'm actually a Nigerian prince. I'm looking for my future to be wife, one who can assume the role of queen back at my homeland.
絶対ない。
I thought you'd buy it.
本当のこと言いなさいよ。
I'm just from a middle-class family. There's nothing more than that. Not really hiding anything here.
庶民からボディーガードになったのね。
I was expecting you to yell something along the lines of a lowborn becoming a bodyguard, preposterous.
だって一般人がボディーガードになるのってすごく難しいんでしょ？
I guess. And no isn't an institution that discriminates anyone because of their social standing. Even if you're a dude with humble origins, you can get in and graduate just fine. Whoever wants to apply will systematically get their personal history checked left and right, though. They do care about where you come from and what social standing you have. They don't judge you because of it, but they do give a
しか
damn.
もすごく口が悪いし。
Can you leave that be
で
already?
も、じゃあなんで辞めようとしてたのよ。
What?
一回学園を辞めようとしたんでしょ？
How do you know that?
私は蔵屋敷よ。それくらいの情報収集は楽勝。
I hate spoiled little brats like you who abuse their standing and power to meddle into other people's business like that.
ねえねえ、なんでよ。
Annoying KGB, jeez. Should have just returned to the dining hall when I had the chance. I thought I'd be able to chill a little bit out here and get away from the noise inside, but man, I was naive to think that I'd be able to have a chill conversation with Tae. I just thought that position was beyond me and that I didn't really belong
庶
here.
民風情が私たち資産家と一緒にいることに対して
I don't like how you phrased that, but I suppose that's right.
そんなこと気にするようにも見えないけど
Your lady, I'm a lowborn as he claims. Obviously, I don't really expect you to be able to understand normal social cues.
よくわかんない例えしないでよ
She then lets out a giggle and tries to open the lid of her juice. 1 time, 2 times,
おい
3 times, 4 times. You're so fucking noisy. What are you even doing?
仕方ないでしょ硬いんだから
She's been trying to open the lid for a while now, but because she probably has no strength in her fingers, she's been unable to do so after multiple tries. Even a kid would be able to open something like this. Come on. There she goes trying again.
なってない
Just give it to me. I snatched the juice from her and quickly opened it myself. Even the maid will be able to open this shit. Anyway, now that I opened it for you, I'm gonna make you drink it. Come on, don't be shy. Here comes the airplane.
何か出る
Hey, don't spit it all over me.
肌が無理やり伸ばれるから肌に入ってよ
Ah, just a bit of teasing and we'll begin to cry like that hard. Get a grip. Quickly pull out a handkerchief and wipe her face. Good thing I'm always carrying this around.
鼻がツーンとする
Maybe if you didn't gulp it all down in one go, you wouldn't be like this. Okay, sorry.
ひどい目に遭わされた
You're welcome for the new life experience I gave you.
今のがうちの使用人だったら首ね首だけじゃなくて再就職もこんなにさせてやるとこ
You get off on ruining other people's lives just like that?
だけどあんたはうちの使用人じゃないから
So you forgive me?
私にも同じことやらせなさい
You're fucking with me,
ゲ
right?
ホゲホ言わせてやる
She then snatches the juice from my hand and pushes it against my
飲
mouth.
め
She tilts the can vertically over my mouth at this point as she presses it against me. What? Ah! Spit the juice right back all over her.
なんでこっち向く
Oh man, I was about to die.
のよ私の方がひどい
Just wipe yourself with my snot rag and stop complaining already.
触れてるからダメじゃないのもう
She then pulls out her own handkerchief and starts wiping the juice off of herself.
誰かの口に入ったのを吹きかけられたのは生まれて初めてよ
Doesn't sound like a common occurrence anyway.
あんたの声にキレッキレよ
Wasn't planning to spit all over you, chill. Say as I caress my chin and look
何
away.
それなんで
It's nothing, stop looking at me.
私があんたと話さなきゃいけないんだか
You started this, not me. Stay
そ
mad.
もそもあんたが
We keep having our nonsensical game of catch with cryptid disses while looking up at the night sky right until the party finishes. Piece of shit. Although I've only read books about it, I was able to learn about the current state of Japanese technology industry at the Academy, along with acknowledging its advancement over the years. Since time immemorial, humanity has always been making technological advances. Many aimed for faster means of transportation to land and air, like the car or the airplane. Others focused on the modernization of war itself, medicine, and so on and so forth. Nowadays, the crucible humanity faces lies within the discoveries and developments of androids and artificial intelligence as a whole. While androids are relatively new technologies, we've only scratched the surface as of this time. There's always someone out there in the world that's making more advancement and discoveries about them. One of the organizations that spearheads this movement is called Koreyashiki Industries. Nishikori Yuki is the proof of this. At first glance, you might look like your average stupid teenager. In reality, he's an advanced android with an artificial intelligence. That's all I know about him, but there's more to it than that, that's for sure. Even though his intelligence is man-made, it doesn't mean that his functions are entirely like us, such as eating, having normal conversations, and even studying. Not even the Americans, who are apparently the most advanced in this field of work, have been able to develop something as complex as that just yet. Yuki's decisions are mostly programmed, so he doesn't have an independent thought process to act beyond his programmer's intentions. It's been carefully designed down to the tiniest of details. Can't confirm if his body was made out of metal or not, but I'd be surprised if he went through your standard maintenance like other. But I'd be surprised if he went through your standard maintenance like other robots. At the very least, I know that he's not human. That much is pretty obvious. His strength exceeds that of a normal person, and his visual and auditory senses greatly surpass that of a normal trained person is capable of. Per definition, he is not a robot, though. He's able to replicate and blend into our society as if he was a normal person. That's why I call him an android. While everything external about him seems flawless, he does have a frighteningly low level of intelligence. Normally robots are able to remember many of the experiences they undergo, but Yuki for some reason is unable to retain much information at all, which makes him feel very human at the same time. This girl, on the other hand, is called Kurayashiki Tai. She's the sole daughter of Yuki's creator, the head of Kurayashiki Industries. Her mother's apparently a genius, but her daughter wasn't as lucky and didn't inherit any of her good traits. Grade-wise, she's the lowest of the low in the academy. Plus, she sucks at any physical-related activities as well. The only thing that she can't be matched at are her galactic haughtiness and egotistical attitude, which is beyond redemption in that regard. Yuki protects her, making them both pretty compatible in the sense that both of them are stupid. The Greys combined, no, even multiplied, can't even get close to Reika's alone, for example.
Ah, Tae-Chin, 何食ってんの？俺にもちょうだい。
これはリップク
クリーム？甘いの？食べてみてよ。
こう口の中に入れると甘さが広がって。
うわ、つば！汚な！
言うな！
To be honest, watching those two has always been pretty amusing.
あんたはあっち行ってなさい。
There's something I've had on my mind recently. Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like Tai likes Yuki very much. They make a good duo, but she's angry at him almost all the time. Plus, they don't seem as close as other duos. Which isn't strange in the context of a lady and her bodyguard, but still, Yuki's an android developed by her family's company, right? I don't think it'd be wrong for them to be closer. Oh well, maybe he's too much of an idiot. Maybe Tai is just too prideful and considers Yuki to be too stupid for her, even though I'd wager they're both equal in those terms.
朝から賑やかね、あの辺りは。
Maybe having some fun would be beneficial for us too.
どんな風に？
Stick a couple of chopsticks into your nostrils and mouth and make you give you the best stick a couple of chopsticks in your nostrils and mouth and give me your best Gangnam style moves.
ちなみに、その間あんたは何してるの？
Laugh at you hysterically.
すごく楽しそうね。
You got it.
じゃあ早速やってあげるわ。割り箸を挟めばいいのね。
I was just kidding, milady. Please forgive me. It's like as if I'd say that shit.
私の心が侵害される可能性があるのに、随分とのうのうとしたボディーガードね。
Aren't I the greatest?
涙が出てくるくらい頼もしい。
By the way, I had this in mind for a while now, but I've noticed that you ladies don't hang out together that much.
子供でもわかる簡単なことよ。
She then uses her hands to try and explain whatever concept she's attempting to convey to me by making them approach one another right before they touch each other, and she separates them.
S 曲は決して S 曲に引きつけられない。
So you're all a bunch of sadists.
あんたストレートに受け取りすぎ。
You won't fool me. I know you girls love inflicting pain on others.
さと言わない。私たちからしたら。同じお嬢様はライバルみたいな意識を持ってるからでしょ。
Sort of get it, but I don't think you ladies are any different from us bodyguards in the end. You struggle together and obviously see each other as rivals that you need to surpass, okay? But at the same time, there's moments when you can leave those differences aside and be friends, you know? So basically, we're rivals, but that doesn't mean we can't be close to each other. The deal here with the ladies is wildly different than ours, though. They do talk to each other from time to time, I've seen it, but most, if not all, of their conversation topics end up being nothing more than just trivial and mundane matters such as the weather or some other stupid shit. I haven't really seen a cohesive group of friends here at all so far. And you and I don't seem to have any own seem to have your own friends and stuff either.
規則、規律、規制、いろんなものがあるのよ。男と違って女は単純な動物でもないし。男なら拳を交えれば友情は芽生えるかもしれないけど、私たちの場合は大抵溝を作ることになるでしょうね。
Whoops. I've been living a lie this whole time. I thought ladies were different from normal women outside. Guess not.
一昔前までは互いに交流を深め合うために時々パーティーを開いては賑やかにしてたみたいだけど。
So I assume that birthday party you used the other day was a rare opportunity in your life?
間違いなく。
What if that's a byproduct of today's society where you're not even allowed to trust anyone but yourself, not even your family?
あんたは親兄弟を信じてないの？
I trust no one, it's part of my line of work.
はぐらかすような言い方ね。
Is it now?
じゃあ聞き直すけど、真面目な話どうなの？
I love my family more than anything else in this world.
棒読みじゃない。
I sound like that when I say the truth. Wow, Reika's the cutest girl ever.
殴るわよ。
You already did, so I don't know why you're bothering to ask. It's another beautiful spring afternoon at Dino Academy. We're currently in one of our afternoon classes. Oops, and yet again, we're going to have a class completely devoted to another one of Hiragi's stupidities instead of covering the actual subject.
また脱線ね。
Reika says as she sighs, clearly pissed about this. Yuki looks like he's about to go to sleep at any moment
あ
now.
なたたちは日頃からボディーガードと行動を共にしているけれど、かっこいいボディーガードってどういうものだと思う？はい、西郡くん。
俺？
Looks like she isn't gonna let him sleep over the class.
優秀なこと？
もうちょっと具体性が欲しいかな。
つまり常時周囲を警戒し、プリンシパルのライフスタイルを乱さないことです。
模範的な回答ね。
すみません。答えは何なんですか？
He asks, hoping that you can tell everyone so he can go back to sleep.
ズバリイケメンであることね。
Quickly moves to deny her previous statement after the short, awkward silence. Her face is slightly red, so I've got a gut feeling that she was somewhat serious
悪
about
い
it.
ことではないですよね。
そう？
Reika, who no one was expecting to give that answer, confused Hiragi even
外
more.
見だけで人物を判断することは最低ですが、外見に関して評価を下すことは必要なことですし、なら同じ優秀なボディーガードでも外見が整っている方がいいんじゃありませんか？
そうなの。それが言いたかったのよ。
Didn't you claim that it was a joke just a moment ago?
やっぱり2枚目のボディーガードの方がいいものね。
教師としてその発言問題じゃないですか？もっとも俺は超2枚目なので問題ありませんけどね。
Yeah, that's a good joke.
教師としてじゃなく個人の意見ってことで。
Isn't she supposed to be our teacher right now, though? We're in the middle of class, or has she forgotten
恥ず
that?
かしいから黙ってなさいよ。
Says Tae, she tries to force Yugi to
あ
sit
んた
down.
はいいとこ2枚目半でしょ。
3枚目じゃない？どちらかといえば。
痛い！突き刺すような言葉が痛い！
Every other guy in the class grins. They're having fun with Yuki's castle of cards crumbling before everyone. This class is a waste of time. Is there any deep meaning behind someone's looks? I mean, it doesn't really matter if I'm the handsomest, coolest guy on earth and McLean's a gremlin-looking ass. Those things really change anything at
とに
all.
かくもう座っていいわよ、西郡くん。
先生は2枚目だと思ってくれてますよね。
はい、座って座って。
お答えになっていただけない！
今日教えるのはあなたたちが学んだボディーガードに必要なもの、外伝よ。一つは外見。他には何があると思う？今日は木曜日だから南條くん。
はい。
Kaoru stands up. I wish I knew her reasons for choosing people based on the days of the week, but it's probably a
訓
convoluted
練
one.
校で学んだこと以外で考えてね。
スタイルでしょうか。
間違ってはないけど外見のカテゴリーかな。
コミュニケーション、存在感、すべて学んだことだし。
Of course, Kaoru wouldn't have a clue about what she
出てこ
wanted.
ない？
申し訳ありません。
その後ろの朝霧くん。
Hey, just calling for you, dude.
俺？
朝霧はあんたでしょうが。隣の生徒の肩を叩かない。
2枚目の朝霧くんならわかるでしょ。
あいつのどこが2枚目ですか？4枚目もいいとこですって！
Of all the things you could have complained about,
大事なことだろう！
you're worrying over this is
答え
ridiculous.
てくれないと評価1にするぞ。
You're just abusing your authority at this point.
ほらほら、今も答えは出てるわよ。
Do I really need to? Okay, I'll try to seriously give it a thought for a moment. The answer she wants is definitely related to how others see and perceive you, and other than that, I can't think of anything that's absolutely necessary for a bodyguard to operate within their field. Well, there's only one thing that comes to mind. Alea iacta est. What the fuck does that mean? Hold on. What the fuck does that mean? Alea iacta est. Meaning. Ah. Okay. The die has been cast. That's what that means. The die is cast, it's Latin. Why suddenly pull out Latin? The only thing that comes to mind is your individuality, personality. I can't tell if she's looking at me with a grim face because the answer was bad or because the answer was good. Didn't know we were in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire now.
Me?
Don't mind me, I'm just referencing to this quiz show about... I actually forgot about it. It's not something that I would know much about beyond seeing it on TV once or twice.
正解はこれ。
Then points inside of her
のど
mouth.
ちんこ？
チンコじゃない。
It's Tonsils Woman. Do you even listen?
声よ。
俺のソプラノ調の声みたいな？
If your voice is as good as a soprano's, then mine is Morgan Freeman's.
さっきからうるせえな。いろいろ俺に負けてるからって妨害するなよ。
Whatever, I'm done with this shit. It's lunch break. The moment the bell rings, Yuki and I head out to the hallway and stare at the
朝
claws.
霧カイト。
突然どうしたのタエチン？
なんか変わったやつよね。
変態だから。
あんたには言われたくないと思う。
厳しいな。
なんていうかミステリアス？
That night at Reika's birthday celebration, that's when I realized that it was different from the rest.
まさかちょっと惚れ気味？やめときなってあいつは。
そんなわけないでしょ。
だよな。
ただボディーガードとしての能力が気になるのよ。
あ、それは俺も。
How can I see such strength?
ねえ、 この間バッジを渡されたみたいね。
おう、これね。
He responds as he points at the badge placed at his nape. I don't remember very well about what the teacher explained to the bodyguards about how the badge works. All I remember is that if they lost it, they'd be in big
あん
trouble.
た、あいつのバッジ奪って。
If he takes the badge from Kaito, then I bet both him and Reika would piss their pants and suffer.
それはまずいって。ボディーガード同士の争いはご法度だぜ。
やっちゃい。
やっちゃいますか。マジ？
木に木と書いてマジよ。
That's not the word you're looking for, I think.
いや、ちょっと違うくない？
合ってる。
なんかややシュート回転というか。
合ってるってば。
Let me think of the word. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it works just fine.
そうかな。でも木に木と書いてって言われても実際のところ伝わってこないんだけど。
ふさふさした木に念力込めるような木。
余計わかんなくなったぞ。
だからバカなのよ。
もう少しさらにでもわかるように説明してくれ。
ロボットならこれくらい理解してよ。
なんでそこでロボ？
じゃああれよ、横線書いて真ん中に縦線書いて交差したところから左にカーブした線を1本と右にカーブした線を1本ずつ書いた木。
もっと難解になった？
南海大地震か。
え？
What the fuck just
なかった
happened?
ことにして。
I think I zoned out for a second.
今のツッコミ？南海大地震かってツッコミ？
うるさい。
ただ俺としては分かりやすくマジって字を説明して欲しかっただけなのにすごいツッコミされちゃったぜ。
うるさいってば。そもそもなんでマジ程度の字を説明しなきゃならないわけ？分かってるんならそれでいいじゃない。
いやほらしっかりとしておきたいし。
普段だらしないのにこんなとこだけ。分かった分かった。明日までにメモに詳細を書くから。だからその通りに行動してね。
おお、それは分かりやすくていいな。
あのカイトってボディーガードを探ってやるんだから、願わくば麗華のみっともないところを。
怖っ、今の笑い怖っ。
What are those two idiots doing?
私に聞かないで。
By tomorrow, they just find a completely wrecked Yuki out front. Nah, don't worry about it.
昨日徹夜して書いた完璧なスケジュール。これで
大きいあくびだな。
11時過ぎまで起きてたからね。
Weak.
誰かに怒られそうでドキドキした。ちょっと大人になったって感じ。
11時って子供じゃん。
11時って言ったら十分大人でしょ。
どの辺？
テレビでちょっと大人なのやってるし。
ああ、またアキコ様に内緒でテレビ見てたんですね。
違う、例えばの話。
本当に？
もちろん。
うん。
6時以降禁止されてるテレビを11時頃に見てるわけないじゃない。それにテレビだって部屋に置いてないし、まさか堂々とオフィスで見るわけにもいかないでしょ。
ペラペラ口が軽いのが気になりますな。
勇気が疑ってるから。
そういえばこの間小型の液晶テレビ買ってましたよね。折りたたみ式の。なんで
知ってんの？
みんな知ってますよ。番犬のポチも。
ポチまで？
というよりポチが情報発信源ですが、こっそり購入した日ポチに自慢したでしょ。
ドキ。
友達がいないからって。犬にそういうこと話さなくても。
哀れんだ目で見ないで。お母さんもろくなもの作らないんだから。
いや、みんなが待ち望んでたものですから、あれは。
Yeah. But at the same time, no. Because if we could understand what our cat was saying, we would never get another fucking moment of rest because he'd constantly annoy us about wanting more food despite there being food already in the bowl.
くだらない。
試作品が完成した時、号泣して喜んでたのはどこの誰ですかね。
喜んでない。ポチのバカ。書いたらお腹こちょこちょの刑に処してやるんだから。
キャンキャン喜びそうですね。
ほら、これ。
おっと、確かカイトを探るメモでしたっけ。
正確には麗華撃沈のための秘策メモ。後でこっそり読んでおいて。
じゃ、ポケットを入れとくわ。
長話が過ぎたみたい。早く行くよ。
うい。
今のタエたちよね。
I think so. As soon as we enter the academy grounds, we happen to catch a glimpse of Yuki and Tae entering the building.
昨日今日とタエの後ろだなんてちょっと気に食わないわね。
What a stupid thing to be pissed
マラ
about.
ソンじゃ誰かのお尻を見ながら走るのは嫌だから。
You ever ran a marathon or walk? Some schools tend to have PE classes, but not this one. They don't want the ladies to spend effort at all, and they don't want to intentionally disclose their physical abilities to other ladies either.
小さい頃にね、市でやってるマラソン大会に黙って出場したことがあるの。
You don't know what about going? Damn, talk about taking your chances.
バレないと思ったのよ。
So you were fat how even?
目立つつもりはなかったんだけど、子供の部で優勝しちゃったのが原因よ。後でお父様に絞られた記憶があるわ。
Huh, I see. Try not to touch the subject of her childhood too much, just in case.
あら、何これ。
He says we'll look in the ground. I'll pick it up.
お願い。
It is within the site and it hasn't been picked up yet. I think there shouldn't be any issues, but one can never be too careful. It's a letter. Says I pick it up.
可愛らしい封筒ね。
Maybe it's a love letter or something like that.
ないとは思うけど。差出人は
There's no name on it.
中身を確認してみましょう。
You sure you should do that?
そう言いながら開けてるじゃない。
Because whenever there's something that shouldn't be opened, it just makes you want to open it even more.
泥棒みたいな発言ね。さすがにピッキングを特技にしてるだけあるわ。
Viewed the envelope from the outside, but I don't find any traces of knives or anything dangerous being inside. Someone must have dropped it on their way in. Huh? Why was that?
見せなさいよ。そして次に狙うのが悲鳴の二階堂麗華。周りのお嬢様や教師には言いこぶってるけど、実は大したことのない貧乳のお嬢様よ。嫌いなら私が完膚なきまでに叩きのめすんだけど、学園では最終完備。そこで勇気に指示を出すわ。まずは麗華のウィークポイントであるはずの朝霧海斗から攻めていって。
Is peroxidise even a word? Because I don't think it's a word.
なるほど。カイトがウィークポイントね。確かに私を叩きのめすなら。
His head is full of freaking typos, not to mention she used some of the most ridiculous words I've ever heard. Did she have her nose in her thesaurus the entire time? Regardless, this is brain damage inducing level of writing.
ちなみに、私が見つけた朝霧海斗の特徴を書いておくから。
Oh boy, it should be good. What's that part say?
まず、知能は激しく低い。
Yikes, that's the girl that fucking made up a word impugnably my ass. I'm pretty tempted to give her a nudge, but I don't think Yuki would be too happy with that. I'll just yell at her instead.
次に普段からボディーガードとしての常識が欠落しているのか。
Yeah, you have no common sense when it comes to being an author.
どうもぼんやりとしている傾向にあるみたい。そこをつけば簡単にギャフンと言わせられそう。
Yeah, I'm speechless, but not at all, that's for sure.
昔でもないと思う。それから追記として、前に勇気が話してくれたカイトの弱点を書いておくね。 カイトは一見弱く見えるけど実は強い。ええ
Probably fuck up from his part. I don't know where Yuki got the confidence to tell her that I'm actually super strong either.
それとカイトは日本男児とは思えない虚根だ。ええ虚根なの？
What the fuck did you tell her about me, you moron?
意味は分かってないみたいよ。ところで虚根って何？って小さくシャープして書いてるし。
Wouldn't an asterisk be more correct instead of a pound sign in those cases?
でも事実じゃん。
I don't think the fact being true or not is what matters, but hey, call me crazy.
大きすぎるのも悩みというやつね。
Nah, I don't think it brings any issues at all.
欧米かって何度も突っ込んだくらいですから。
欧米クラス。
They're just sitting at this table in the middle of the cafeteria. One of them is probably like fucking that probably has like her fucking mouth taped shut so she can't fucking interject while they cross-examine her, basically. And just talking about his schlong. Like, damn, that's some Western shit. Like, geez, what the fuck? Can you please stop agreeing to stupid shit like that if you get what he means? Tai's the only one who hasn't been following the conversation for a while
さ
now.
て、虚根の話はまた今度するとして。
Thank you. How about we never talk about it? Talk.
随分と体型に似合わない大きな企みね。
You're smaller than her. Ah, my face! My face!
さて、計画は目前にして破綻したわけだけど、何か制裁を加えておかないと、また悪い目が出そうね。
カイト、話出てるぞ。
Oh, really? I was wondering why my nose was running.
じゃ、そろそろ口を開放してあげなさい。
はい、麗華お嬢様。
Then you can take his hand off of Tai's mouth.
何してくれちゃってたの？
変な日本語。
勇気も勇気で麗華の言うこと聞くんだ。
だって麗華お嬢様の方が可愛いし。
それ全然関係ない。というか麗華は可愛くない。
Honest God, if it would have been funny, if so fucking funny, if he just dejected. I mean, her looks are one of the only things she's going for. I'd be kind of sad if it wasn't just her awful personality ruining her. You could at least say that you're hotter than her, you know? You just confirmed that. Wait, shut the fuck up, Kato. I mean, my man, let's pretend like I never said anything.
何よそれ。
She's at the brink of tears.
どうどう。
どうじゃない。勇気のバカ。大切な手紙を落とすな。
それはごめん。
謝っても遅い。このポンコツ。
前から思ってたんだけど、あんたどうして私を敵視してるわけ？
別に敵視なんてしてないし。
こんなメモ書いてるのに？
それ本当に私が書いたのかな。
なんなら筆跡鑑定してもいいんだけど。
Yeah, I don't think she'd be able to run away from that.
これでも特別誰かと関わらないようにしてきたつもり。気に食わないところがあるなら言ってみなさい。もっとも誰かに指図されたことを私が実行することはまず
Why are you even asking her then?
参考までにってやつ。
別に何でもないって言ってるでしょ主席。
それか。
So that's it. So what she hates about Reika is that she's always top of the class. I get where she's coming from, but Tai is arguably the worst in the class, so it's pretty sad. It'd make more sense if she was second to Reika, or third at the very least. She's pretty jealous of her nonetheless, that much is clear.
とにかく何でもないんだから。それよりこの男どうなの？
カイト？
前にもちょっと言ったけど、どうしてこのボディーガード選んだの？
いいじゃない。常識外れで。学年でも優秀なお嬢様が ボディーガードでも底辺の男をそばに置く。
納得いかない。
私の勝手じゃない。どう選ぼうが。
納得いかない。
You look pretty mad right now. I feel like you just want to gain Reika's approval even though he's here as a rival. Am I wrong?
戦い終わった後で、あなたもやるわねって認め合うあのパターンを夢見てるんだろうね。
Reika might think of me lightly when it comes to being a bodyguard though. That much is true.
いいわ。ならこうしましょう。もちろんカイトとユウキ、それからタイが納得するならの話だけど。
She says while giving us all a brief
数
look.
日間学園にいる間だけボディーガードを変えてあげる。
Whoa, whoa. There she goes again with one of her crazy
さ
ideas.
すがに学園外では無茶だけど、それくらいなら大きな問題はないでしょ。
賛成。
あんたは黙ってる。
あてや。
なんか企んでる？
なんで私が企まなくちゃいけないの？あんたがカイトを選んだ理由がわからないって言うから、どういうボディーガードなのか知ってみたら。
Reika, you're already a pain in the ass to look after, so can you please not ask me to be with Tai? I can't even imagine the pain.
よーし、受けて立つ。ユキ、数日間カイトとチェンジ。
あいあい。
Wait a second, you're gonna accept just like that? You sure about
タエ
this?
チンを守ることは重要だけど、最優先なのはタエチンの命令だからね。それに数日間とはいえ、霊下お嬢様のボディーガードになるのはボディーガード冥利に尽きるというか。
Well, let me tell you that all of this changing shit sounds like a pain in the ass.
別に大した変化はないわよ。学園の中じゃ移動することも少ないんだし。
So I can assume that the biggest change will be that I'll be eating with Tai and accompanying her to the party.
じゃ、今から早速。
Then stands up and heads to sit beside Yuki.
しっかりしてよね。
Says Tai, she sits beside
そ
me.
れからレイカ、念のため確認しておきたいんだけど、
何よ。
交代してる間は私がカイトにとってのプリンシパルよね。
そうよ。
つまり私の言うことはカイトにとって絶対よね。
一般的に解釈すれば。
そう。
What are you grinning
あ
for?
ともう一つ。確かに家の中までボディーガードを変えるのは問題だけど、帰宅するまではいいんじゃない？
I see an issue with that
な
actually.
んで？家もそばじゃない。
What is it?
私の屋敷から徒歩5分。
Wow, that's closer than what I expected.
ここに通ってるお嬢様のほとんどは隣人みたいなものだし。
Well, all the rich families gather in a single restricted area, so no one will really.
でもさすがに学園外は賛成しかねるわね。
何よ、ビビってるの？図星？
いいわ。帰宅するまでにしましょう。
I can't believe you bought into her provocation.
乗って。
Yeah, whatever you say. Anyone with a brain would be able to tell that she got easily baited
決
into it.
まりね。
Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully. Class end.
頑張りなさいよ。
Says Reika. She stands up, ready to leave. So you're gonna go straight home?
特に寄るところもないし、それにあまり一緒にいたくないしね。
Miyuki?
ロボットってことでまだマシだ。
Well, she does hate company in general. That much is true. Except that again, was it only Yuki? Maybe someone else? I don't really remember. She doesn't have much, doesn't show much animosity towards me, so I haven't really thought much about that being the case until now. Are you really sure about this whole situation?
数日の間だけよ。それにあんたの横暴さを見たらすぐに取り消してくるかも。
Even so. Hey, why did you choose me, by the way?
今さらね。
I just realized that I wanted to ask this question now, so there we go.
直感、感性、同調。
Huh?
帰る。ロボ、帰るわよ。
なんでロボ？
Says Yuki as he tries to catch up to Reika, who storms herself out of the classroom. Before he leaves, though, he turns around and
カ
towards
イト
me. What do you want?
絶対にタイチンを危険な目に遭わせたりするなよ。
Sure.
絶対だぞ。
Don't glare at me like that, dude.
俺睨んでる？
Not now, just before.
なんだそりゃ。
ロボ早く来なさい。
はい。
He is a robot designed to protect Tae after all, so if something happens to her, I can basically kiss my life goodbye. But I remember that Asimov's principles are what drive him in the end. The way he glanced at me clearly gave away that he would kill me if something happened to her. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen the look of a would-be killer. Tae might not like him very much, but he's intent on protecting her, that much is true. He's someone that can run 100 meters in less than 10 seconds. Let's also add that considering he has way more strength than any regular person, is a master of many martial arts, then, well, all he did to learn those was to watch both of us and his instructors, as well as having experienced real situations to assimilate the information into his system. If we had no chance but to kill each other in a fight, I think I could ultimately win, but not without playing with blood at the very least. Well then, let's leave Yuki and Reika for a bit. I'll concentrate on my current issue at hand. After I escort Tae back home, the thing is that she's currently taking quite the nap as she leans on the table. She's been asleep for at least 2 periods now. I swear she's the only lady in this academy that would give a shit about sleeping over her classes as openly as she does. What should I do? Well, covering her nose could be interpreted as an assault on her. Fuck it. Okay, I'll cover her nose and mouth until she wakes up. I gently place my hand over her nostrils and mouth. 10 seconds pass. 20 seconds pass. 30 seconds pass. Hey! A karate chop her behind the neck, making her return to the world of the living. Maybe if we woke up from your eternal sleep, I wouldn't have resorted to this. Maybe she's not feeling well. We're going straight home, that's the plan, I hope. Never mind, we're going straight home. Hey?
どうして私がボディーガードに指図されなきゃいけないの？
I guess you have a point there.
私は私のしたいように行動するから。
What's it gonna be?
今から遊園地に行く。
Not happening.
なんで？
I think that there's no need for me to explain the obvious.
じゃあ動物園。
That's as absurd as the previous proposition.
こんなボディーガード初めて。
Yeah, and I've never been assigned to a lady who is a pain in the ass like you before. I think I get how amazing this academy is, actually. By assigning bodyguards to ladies as self-centered and egotistical as she is, they'll be able to develop patience to the extreme for any of their future assignments.
いくら勇気に頼んでも連れて行ってもらえないからチャンスだと思ったのに。
Don't tell me that she agreed to this idea because she thought she'd have a chance to go if I was around. Can't be because of that, right? Actually, I could believe that to be the case.
なんか背中がモニモニする。
Why's that?
勇気以外のボディーガードが久しぶりだから。
Ah, right, I forgot that Reika is the exception to the rule. Normally you ladies tend to have someone around you at all times.
まあね。でも無口で不愛想なボディーガードばっかりだったけど。
Isn't that the normal way to do things?
常にサングラスかけて周囲ばっかり見てるの。
Again, that's normal.
普通なんだけどね。
Didn't I just say that 2 seconds ago?
何一人で怒ってるの？
It's nothing.
もう少しお嬢様に対する言葉遣いにならない？
Don't count on it.
生意気。
No, you times 10.
こんなののどこがいいんだか。
Pretty ironic that the stupid retard is the one saying that.
いつもならここから車で帰るの。
And do as you normally do today as well.
無理。
But why?
そばに男の人を連れてるって知れたらカイと頭を打ち抜かれるんだから。
Really? Even though I'm technically your bodyguard right now?
うん。
Looks like only Yuki's presence is allowed around her. Anyone has shown no mercy.
だから
Anyone else?
今日は勇気と歩いて帰るって連絡しておいた。
But what if Yuki returns home before you? Wouldn't they make the connection that you're outside either alone or with someone else who isn't him?
ステルスモードにして外で待機してるように言ってあるから。
Stealth mode. That sounds pretty awesome in a way.
屋敷のそばのゴミ箱の中に隠れるの。
Oh, and here I thought it was something different.
ね
What is it? We're walking our way home as we take some distance from each other. Tai doesn't seem to like the science very much though, because she seems ready to speak her mind once
え。
again.
カイトはどこから来たの？
I'm tired of being asked that question.
聞くの初めて。
No, it's not.
調べてもわからないなんて、なんか変。
My past isn't something very worthy of being looked into.
なんか納得いかないな。
What's wrong with all of you wanting to know my past, I swear?
レイカとかにも聞かれる？やっぱり。
Yeah,
なんか普通の人と違うよね、カイトって。
I don't.
荒々しいって感じ。
You just say that because because I talk like shit.
それは間違いない。
Meanwhile, look at you, a dumb and stupid child.
うるさいな。別に頭悪くないし。
Are you really the daughter of the head of the Kurashiki Industries?
正真正
Doesn't seem like it at all. Kurashiki Industries is one of the corporations at the head of the technological advancements in the entire world. Her mother's a genius, so naturally one would think she'd be the same, but just can't believe that she's the daughter of a genius. It feels surreal.
私はこう見えても博識。
Shut up and come here for a sec. Pull her from behind and keep her near my chest.
何すんのエッチ。
Don't misunderstand. I then take some distance from her again, but not as much as before as I walk beside her this time. There's a bunch of guys looking our way, haven't you noticed? Whisper to her.
本当だ。
I remember those guys. They're a group that I've been seeing some days whenever Rake and I were going back home together. They have to be around their late teens and early 20s. Some of them are wearing piercings, their hair dyed, and sporting other features through which people would categorize them as your run-of-the-mill hoodlum. No matter how much politicians try to erase it, they gotta realize evil will never disappear. And again, maybe I'm judging too fast here. They look like hoodlums, but for all that I know, I could be wrong.
なんか怖そう。
She says as she visibly gets increasingly shaken. She doesn't really walk back home that often, so I assume that's the reason she thinks they're spooky.
あれは何？
I assume youngsters with not so good intentions. I'm judging by how they look, but that's my early assessment.
そうなんだ。テレビだけかと思ってた。
You watch TV?
たまにちょっとだけね。
Then you should be more than aware that if you don't want them to annoy you, you should avoid looking that way. She's not listening because right as I tell her that, she goes back to staring at him with curiosity, which makes the guys place their attention on us, obviously. One of them grins, stands up, and starts heading our way. As he does, the others notice what's going on and follow him.
なんかこっち来てるよ。
Told you not to stare at him.
だってベロにピアスしてるから。
She answers, looking a bit
ねえ彼
disturbed.
女
Says the slender guy leading the pack.
何？
俺のことじっと見てたけどなんかよ
別に
ってことないでしょ
You guys should know full well who we are.
何が
Look at our uniforms.
そこのお嬢様学校だろ
If you know, then you should be aware of what you're doing
や
right
ってる
now.
ことは声かけてるだけじゃん
He says as he places his hand on my shoulder. Blocking her path is considered an offense towards her. Did you know that, genius?
失礼だな別に塞いでなんていないぜ
He looks like he's used to these kinds of situations. Maybe it isn't the first time he deals with people from our
それにして
academy.
も君かわいいね
Damn, even Tara is clearly not very comfortable. She's intimidated by
こう
them.
見えても俺たち結構モテるんだぜ
I guess even ladies can have shit tastes sometimes.
そうだろお嬢様も変わってるよな
You didn't get baited by my obvious insult. Which ladies, you
そう
said?
俺ら連合学園のお嬢様と親しかったりするわけいろいろ深い仲だったりするわけよ
I heard something about this back when I was at training academy. Heard that a group of ladies who got too full of themselves ended up being raped by a gang of assholes. It was quite the incident. That's pretty much what most of the people, including me, know. Only a select few know how many girls were involved and who they were specifically. They can't really afford something like that to be released to the public since it hurt their their family's reputation forever. I assumed that the bodyguards who were protecting them were also fired in the process. Apparently they managed to catch a group of guys who supposedly did it as well, but due to the lack of evidence, they had no choice but to let them go. Yet another lesson that no matter how much security is strengthened, there will never be a state in which the city has no crime at all.
俺の親父さ、医者なんだよね。それも教授。ああ、これって自慢にならないか。君のとこの方が何倍もお金持ちだし。
カイト、行こう。
Yep. Doesn't really matter if they look like if they want to look badass. They won't have the balls to do anything to us here in the open with so many people around us. Then force my way between the guys in front of us so we can leave. I knew it. All bark and no bite. But again, I should still be careful for. One of the guys has done something I wasn't quite expecting. He snagged Ty's bag, followed by him, sprinting out of the area. Maybe if there were just two guys, I could have done something to prevent it, but considering that there's 6, I couldn't do much. Piece of...
カイト、カバン取られた。
I know that. This place is pretty dangerous, huh? What should I do now? Chase after them, but that could mean I have to leave Ty behind, which is something I can't do. I have to ask her to tag along. Pull my phone out of my pocket. Call the police first and foremost, and... Actually, wait a sec. Return the phone into my pocket. I have a bad feeling about this. The sensation I'm having. I find it weird that someone would risk going to prison just by stealing the girl's school bag. They did it in broad daylight as well. Feel awfully similar to those guys who kidnapped Reika that day. So much so that it makes me think they could be fans of their work, or they did it in the middle of the fucking street with all these people around. Actually, about that, there's a lot of people around us coming and going. It's actually just mere robbers. Grab Ty by her arm and run, we're going after them. We haven't run more than 50 meters, for the love of God. At this point, I'm pulling her arm and moving her that way, given that she barely has any strength left. She just started to chase the guys who were very close to getting away from us. I'm trying really hard to lose them here. As we continued our chase, we ended up arriving at a warehouse. If I wanted to go somewhere where people wouldn't find me, I would have just gone to the prohibited area, given that it was closer to where we originally were instead of going here. So they're inside here, huh? We're at the sound of one of the doors of the building closed before we arrived. You're a weakling. He's actually right on this one. I can't say anything back. This would have never happened if I was with Reika. Lowered my fucking guard too much. Wait a sec. Is my guard really that low though? No. There's something that stinks about all this. So very suspicious of the people who were around us back at that time. It's not like anyone committed a murder or anything like that, but it seemed as if they knew that was going to happen, because no one made a scene even after seeing them rob Ty's bag. I could write it off as them being assholes and not giving a shit about other people's business, but still, everything's just feeling too fishy right now. I have this hunch. Follow me and stay close behind. Do not get separated from me, understood? Would you rather stay here alone and wait for me? Not like anything's gonna change if she stays out of the way. Just stick close. The idea of staying close is by grabbing the hem of my uniform very tightly. It isn't night time just yet, but I gotta say that this place gives me the creeps. Just like the last time I was here, it was still ridden with dust. A group of guys was waiting for us inside, not even caring to hide from us, as they could confidently grin away the moment we entered. One of them has Ty's bag in his hand.
警察も呼ばずによく追いかけてきたな。
How about you give back the bag
そう
already?
はいかねえよ。
I know very well the bag's not what you bunch are after.
ひょっとして女の子と遊ばせてくれたりするの？確かにここまで追いかけてきたはいいけど、あんた一人じゃボコボコにされちゃうだけだもんね。いいよ。その子置いてってくれるなら見逃しても。
Okay, Ty, see you later. I'll leave you in the good hands. Just kidding!
冗談ってひどい。
Come on, it's just a prank. Take it easy.
欲しいもの置いていってくれるんじゃないの？
Never said I would. Besides, what I meant by what you want wasn't her. You just tried to assume I meant her.
じゃあそれって何かな？
Well, it's not like you want something particular with anyone, but if I had to guess what you want, then it'd be this, yeah? The moment I say that, the whole air about them completely changes. What I pointed at was probably the right choice. Looks like I hit the jackpot! Many
ぜ
reasons.
ひ全部聞かせてほしいな。
ねえ、どういうこと？
These guys aren't just a bunch of hoodlums.
不良じゃない？
First of all, I know you guys were watching me for a while, but you didn't decide to act until the badges were distributed to us cadets not so long ago. Then I had a very bad feeling about this whole situation. You guys look like hoodlums, but for some reason the people in the street didn't give you any weird looks at all. It's as if they knew you guys beforehand. It's as if the people were told that something was gonna happen today, and knowing in advance they acted the way they did. I bet if you called the police, I bet if I called the police, they would have never come. Kemi said back at the academy that it'd be under a period of examination while wearing these badges, remember?
そうなんだ。
The clothes you guys are wearing are too cliche as well. There's no way that people with your looks and attitudes would be able to roam the area you were in just before like that. It reminds me of what I studied in the academy about your sort. It reminds me of what I studied in the academy of what your sort looks like. You're quite fit for being a doctor's child. Plus, when you guys encircled us, it felt to me more like it wasn't the first time you were doing that move.
さすがだな。まさかそこまで見抜いたのか。
I'm not done yet. I say as I make a face at them, erasing their smiles from their faces. Pretended as if you had an interest in Tae, but you avoided all manner of physical contact with her beyond the strictly necessary one. Normally, when hoodlums approach girls, they try to grab them by the arm or unnecessarily touch them whenever they can. Plus, it was pretty obvious that you had your attention placed on me, not her either way. It's obvious that a normal lowlife would be wary of me. But even so, it mean that you're not normal, dumb lowlives at the very least. You didn't touch Tae because you didn't want to hurt her feelings or anything like that, since she's a lady and all. The last thing that convinced me about this being fishy was the speed at which you bunch ran away. Could have lost us at any point in time, but it felt as if you let us follow you by intentionally slowing down as we chased your asses. Could have been you luring us into a trap, but with all the things I mentioned before in my mind, I already had an idea that that wasn't going to be the case. So basically, you bunch are... Says one of the men as he applauds.
察しの通り、俺たちは試験官さ。
I know it. This has to be related with what Satake warned me about some days ago when we were at the
い
mansion.
や、ここまでの男とはね、さすがに一番の要注意人物なだけはある。一人の生徒に一人の試験官ってのが普通の割合らしいんだけど、君には6人だ。
They surely overestimate me.
佐竹校長がずいぶん君を買っていたよ。
Anyway, are you gonna give us the bag and let us go peacefully?
残念ながら、それは無理だ。
He says as him and his lackeys sharpen their looks towards
俺ら
me.
全員自衛隊経験者でね。バッジをいただくことでボーナスが入るんだよ。
I see. So I guess I was right about you guys ultimately wanting my badge. There's the reason they told us not to lose the badge at any cost back when they were given to us. Whoever has lost his badge will have failed the academy's test then. Remember there was some punishment related to the loss of the badge. Don't know if it was big or small, but there was one in any case. I stand back. Good thing is that their goal is not to harm her in any case. Well, it's not like I care about the academy's reputation or anything like that, but I'm not a nice enough guy to let go of this
だったら
either.
少し痛い目にあってもらうぜ。
I'm against 6 seasoned fighters. Having a one-on-one with all of them would be the dream scenario. But he'd be more than just a dream after all. But he'd be no more than just a dream after all. If I can react, all of them surround me so I'm unable to run away. One of them throws a punch at me. Followed by a kick of another guy. No wonder they called themselves professionals. They're fast, alright. If one of their attacks hit me, it's gonna hurt. You're really going for the kill here, aren't
手を抜いても
you?
構わないぞ。
It'd be better if I did. Sit! The man throws a punch, but I quickly evaded, taking advantage of the opening I made. I kick him in turn. A kick makes him unable to breathe for a second, allowing me to follow with another kick. I managed to get him to the ground with that, but I'll keep an eye on him. One can't be too
やるじゃ
careful.
ないか。
One of the men says as he gets something out of his pocket, a grin on his face. It's a combat knife. It's about 20 centimeters
俺は無
long.
人島で半年。このナイフ一本で生き延びた。
What? He then grins at me once more. So he's a survivalist. What island was it? You got me
江ノ
curious.
島。
Did you happen to meet Rena? That island isn't deserted! It's a tourist destination, actually. Taking advantage of my conversation, he closes his gap with me.
もちろん油断させるためのジョークさ。
Phew, he swings his knife my way, managing to nearly graze my face. You actually what? Slash my
関
face!
係ないね。切り刻んでやる。
Is that something Examiner would say? He really doesn't give a shit though, because he keeps attacking me with his knife regardless of the severity of the consequences. Seeing that the knife alone won't work, he proceeds to chain his attacks with kicks. Kicks powerful enough to knock me down if they manage to hit me once. They're not kicks that someone would throw in a karate competition, for example. Leaving aside his joke about the island earlier, he's strong, that much is true. I should barely avoid one of his
ちなみに
kicks.
俺が言った無人島の名前は佐渡島だ。
But that one isn't deserted
付
either.
き合う。
Wait. Whew, just a millimeter I managed to parry his knife swing. Both of the islands you mentioned are just touristic
金
destinations.
山を求めて何が悪い。結局見つからなかったけどな。
Of course you didn't! He managed to screw with me enough to the point where even though I avoided his knife, I'm unable to avoid the left punch he throws at my right leg. Ah! Not enough to take me down, but it hurts like a bitch nonetheless. I think that I'd be screwed over with that stupid conversation. Can't move my right leg very well now. Wouldn't expect less from a punch of someone who's been trained. You know exactly where to throw it
そろ
at.
そろこのナイフで切り裂いてやるぜ。
He says as he licks his knife. He cut his tongue in the process, but it doesn't seem like he cares much about it. I don't know how serious this guy is about the situation, but he's really giving me that look that says I'm going to kill you. He's lost his mind. You're not fit for being an examiner, dude. I don't have a lot of strength right now because of the hit. Guess I have no choice. I didn't want to try this technique, but seeing as he has a knife and he intends to hurt me, I'll have to do it. Backstep and take some distance from us so I can try and see if I can make my leg move again. The guy, seeing through my intentions, quickly reacts.
ああ。
Fortunately, his offense with the knife is sloppy. He moves his arm way too much whenever he tries to attack me with it. That'll be my chance to attack. What I've done until now is take his attacks and parry, memorizing his patterns and what he generally does.
ああ。
Now! Quickly grab his right hand as he attacks and use my whole strength, driving his hand holding the knife against him. Sorry about that, tried to hit you with the other side. The knife is stuck deep into his abdomen. This should be enough. As he falls to the floor, I stump his head to make sure that he loses consciousness for good. This makes the other guys lose their cool. Come at me, I'll face you all. I'm not gonna hold back though, so you better brace yourselves.
終わったの？
Yep, sorry for the wait. I say as I wipe my bloody fists a little bit and hand her a bag back. My bad for getting you into this mess. If I hadn't been with my guard down, this would have never happened. They chose a terrible day to examine me as well. I wish it was one with Tae wasn't the one I was protecting. She doesn't look very happy. Maybe I went too overboard with them. Seeing the state of the knife guy and the other dude with his face smashed in, I could understand her feelings right now. Maybe I should call an ambulance for these guys. I mean, they aren't bad guys after all. I then approached the guy who's using this knife and the one who clearly came out in the worst state of all of them. Good thing you used that knife. Tae tilts her head a little bit, unable to understand why I said that. Let's get out of here. We head back to the street we were before, but this time the sun has already set down. I'd understand her if she didn't feel like walking home anymore after what happened today. Maybe today will be the first and last day of our little bodyguard exchange after all. Tae might be bummed out because of this whole thing, but I'm actually relieved that it was nothing more serious than what it was. Your clothes are all dirty. Did you fall over or something? I say as I quickly wipe the dust from all over her clothing. are you staring at me for?
ちっとなんて見てない。
Where's your place?
ちょっと、レイカのとこに寄って。
Sure. We head towards the Nikaido estate.
お帰りなさいませ。お客様ですか？
Yeah, she has some business with Reika.
ここで待ってるって伝えて。
わかりました。少々お待ちください。ずいぶんと遅かったじゃない？
Yo.
なんで服が汚れてるの？
We got ourselves into somewhat of a situation on our way back.
それでタエが私に用があるって？
It'll probably be what you told me earlier. Tae doesn't seem to be feeling pretty well, so I tried to talk in her stead, but it's about what happened today. She'll want to...
レイカ？
何よ。
私決めたわ。
I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like I've experienced this kind of moment before.
何を？
Tae takes a deep breath and then...
朝霧カイトを私のボディーガードにちょうだい。
This is the longest period of silence I've experienced ever since I started living here.
いてててててて。
大丈夫か？
ああ、ひどい目にあったぜ。これが一定の力で押し込むと刃の引っ込むおもちゃじゃなきゃ死んでたぞ。実際ちょっと刺さってるし。いって。
Like, it is a knife that has like a retractable blade, just to be sure. It actually still stabbed it a bit though.
文句なしに合格だな。
自衛隊に誘いたい。
あんな暑苦しいとこ絶対嫌がると思うぞ。
自衛隊をバカにすんな。あ、ダメ。喋ると顎が痛い。
考えてくれた？
Tae is looking as stupidly cheerful as she always does today. It's been a few days since Reika and her agreed to exchange bodyguards while inside the school. The exchange finished not so long ago, but Tae has been, well...
何を？
カイトを私に譲ってほしい件。1億。
だから却下。
10億。
She declares as she slams Reika's desk.
一気に10倍できたわね。いくら値段を上げても無駄。別に競りにかけてないし。
What am I now, a racehorse?
20億ならど
だから競りにはかけてないって。
カイトに20億か。すごいな。
仮にカイトの存在を資産価値に直すと、私の見解では100万円前後が妥当なんだがな。
Didn't think my life was so cheap.
別に命までを価値の計算には入れてないぞ。
命を計算に入れたら
105万円くらい。
His life itself is only 50,000 yen. That's still dirt cheap!
冗談だから気にするな。
You looked pretty serious when you said that, though.
さすがにこれくらいの値段じゃ譲れないってわけ？
あなたにぜひ聞きたいけど、なんで急にカイトを欲しくなったわけ？自分で言うのもなんだけど、カイトに対した価値はないと思うわよ。
じゃあなんで手放さないの？価値が低いならいいじゃない。
残念だけど、価値が低いから手元に置いてるの。
ちょっと勉強ができるだけで人間としての見る目はないと思ってたけど、やるじゃない二階堂玲香。
何一人で熱くなってるのよ。
じゃあ聞き方を変える。どうしたらあれを譲ってくれる？
カイト、なんかタエチンに指さされてるな。
あの男には本当は100円くらいの価値しかないところなんだからね、とか。
Kaoru, you really have been making fun of me for a while now, haven't you?
冗談だ冗談。
とりあえず、なんでカイトを？
それは
何か理由があるんでしょ？
それはほら、だからちょっと変わってるというか。
勇気も十分変わってるわよ。
そういうんじゃなくて。
はっきりしないわね。
理由なんて何だっていいでしょ？
あんた、ひょっとして。
何よ。
ねえ、 じーっとカイトを見て。いいから、じっと見てみなさいよ。
ってのよ。
Huh?
今度はタエチンがカイトを見つめてるぞ。
私、何を血迷ってたの？よく考えてみたら、カイトなんていらないなとか？
Jesus Christ, Kaori wants to fucking fight! Which is funny, considering we literally just fought him today. Kaoru, shut the fuck up. What's her deal anyway? I'll look at her in the eyes to see what happens.
これでいいでしょ。
顔、赤いわよ。
熱気味
あんたもまた変なのに興味持ったわね。だけど、あんたの気持ちは伝わった。なら余計にカイトを渡すわけにはいかなくなったわ。
何よそれ。
申請すれば、ボディーガードの交代はできるけど、そうすると色々問題が起こりそうだし。
問題って何よ。
カイトの安い命と人生。
何それ。
とにかく諦めて。世の中にはたくさんいいのがいるから。
She bows and finally returns to her
諦
seat.
めたみたいだな。
カイトとツートップでボディーガードも面白そうだったけどな。
それにしても、麗華お嬢様といい、タエお嬢様といい。
Should I take that as a way for you to insult me yet again?
悪口じゃなく事実だ。
Should have punched him in the face, but I couldn't in the end.
お帰りなさいませ、麗華お嬢様。そしてさようなら、カイト。
Why?
なんとなく。
Maybe you shouldn't say goodbye because you feel like it then? Just a
じ
thought.
ゃあ、行ってらっしゃい。
What's next? Kill yourself or what?
はいはい。あんたたちは漫才でも楽しんでなさい。そんな変態と二人きりにしないでください。
Can there be a girl that behaves like a normal human being in my life? But Akatsuki are just two examples of the long list of waiters so far. What a bunch of deviants. Back in my room. What should I do today? I'm going to eat some nuts. The fact that I didn't have better choices than this pisses me off more than you'd imagine. Turn my attention towards and pick up the plastic bag placed near one of my bed's legs. Inside, there's a single bag of nuts that I got my hands on when Blake and I stopped at the supermarket before to buy some things for her. Gonna have a nice snack today. Making sure that I only eat the cocky seeds because fuck everything else inside the mix. Okay, maybe some peanuts along the way as well. I then suddenly hear the sound of some sort of plate breaking, followed by a loud scream. What the? Could it be that it's the sound of a TV in a room nearby? But again, none of these rooms contain a TV as far as I'm aware. Whatever, it doesn't concern me, whatever it was. I then continue snacking away on my cocky chips.
大変です、先生。
Whatever warrants the interruption, Dr. Watson. Did you snot your nose too hard to the point of it bleeding again? It was merely jesting, okay? That
廊下
hurts.
で人が殺されています。
Oh, really now? What happens to Betsy? I'm actually surprised I know her on.
嘘です。
Let me go back home, Watson.
廊下で一枚の皿が割れています。
You sure are making a fuss just for a mere
ただの
base?
皿ではなく、時価1億は下りません。
Blimey, that sounds serious enough. Why'd you come here to tell me that, though?
握手してください。
What's your bloody deal
い
now?
いから。
Why are you so insistent? I'll do it just so you can shut the fuck up already. Your hands are pretty small and sticky, you dirty.
汚くない。
Did you pick up such an ugly habit from Bareka or what? Says I do our handshake. I hear the sound of something sticky the moment I do it. Her hands are all covered in sellotape. Oh, so that's why they were sticky.
指紋採取完了。
Feel that in your eyes? I'm already the culprit.
真っ先に疑う対象だから。
I've been in my room this whole time.
つまりアリバイはないということ。
I didn't even know what got broken until you told me.
また来るから。逃げちゃダメ。
Like I
ポリ
will.
ポリ。
Can you not eat other people's nuts? Also, stop eating only the cocky seeds. Those are mine. She comes in here and takes what to take my prints and puts my nuts in her filthy mouth. My cocky nuts, to be precise. I've been left with nothing. 30 minutes passed since she
逃
left.
げずに残っていたか、犯罪者。
Then I was the guilty party now.
私には分かってしまった。
That sounded like forced laughter right now. Quit it, it's disturbing.
では、私の推理をお聞かせしよ
Sure, just make sure to wake me up when you're done.
う。毛布に火をつける。
Do your worst. Actually, I won't. I get up from the bed. You definitely do it.
推理を聞いてくれますね、先生。
Yeah.
事件が起こったのはここ2回。
I was not expecting a CG out of this.
二階堂なだけに、二階ドア。
Spare me the wordplay,
時
thanks.
刻は4時52分34秒。
Can you even say roughly when you specified the second in which the crime
第
happened?
一発見者はメイドのみっちゃん。
Literally who?
皿が割れたのを見つけたとき、朝霧海斗の姿を確認し、そいつが自室に逃げ込むのを見ていたと強引に言わせました。
Was there a need to force her to talk in the first
割れ
place?
た皿ですが、指紋は残念ながら採取されませんでした。しかし、私は割れた皿を片付けている途中で気づいてしまったんです。
Which is...
匂いですよ。
Tsuki, this isn't a cheap comedy. Quit it with your paid laughter.
皿から匂ってきたんです。犯人が直前まで触れていたものの匂いが。
Yeah, and that smell
そ
was...
れは、
She says that she shows me my nut bag. How'd you get her hands on it? And the vase smelled the
その
nuts?
通り。ずーんと柿ピーの、それもピーナッツではなく、これは犯人がピーナッツよりも種を好んでいたことになります。この時間、柿ピーを食べていたのは屋敷で23人。
That's so many. What the fuck? Why would so many people be eating nuts at the same
もち
time?
ろん私は全員を取り調べました。
So who was the culprit in
あ
the
な
end?
たですよ。
You're terribly wrong in your assessment, but I wouldn't mind you presenting the reasons, the evidence behind this conclusion of
いいで
yours.
しょう。証拠はズバリ、この食べかけの袋。あ
Elaborate.
なたは柿ピーを食べるとき、ピーナッツを避けて食べますね。
Don't like it very much,
だ
yeah?
ったら柿の種だけの袋を買って食べればいい話。
Nah, fuck buying that shit.
柿ピーのピーは嫌いだけど、ピーがないのは嫌なんて、私と同じ思考の持ち主なのが気に食わない。
So you do the same thing I do,
私
too.
は柿ピーのピーを先に全部食べて、その後で残った種を吟味する派です。
First time I ever met someone with that habit.
しかし朝霧海斗は、どうやら種消耗派。種から全部食べてしまいますね。
More or
そん
less.
な食べ方すると、ピーナッツが残る。
I guess I tend to give those to someone else when I'm
ピー
done.
ナッツだけなんて美味しくない。
Maybe it make you suffer since you hate them so much?
いえ、決して嫌いなわけでは。
What?
柿ピーのピーは嫌いだけど、ピーナッツは嫌いじゃなくて、でもやっぱり柿の種にはピーナッツは欠かせない。
What is she on about? But then again, she's spitting straight facts right now, so I know what she means by
つま
saying
り
that.
他の23人と決定的に違うのは、指先から柿の種の匂いしかしないということ。割れ
So,
た皿からは、ピーナッツ成分は検出されませんでした。
they did a forensic examination on the fucking vase? That's news
つ
to
ま
me.
り、あなたが犯人だという証拠に他ならない。
I commend you for the long explanation, but hasn't it occurred to you that you too had eaten coffee seeds before recovering the broken pieces of the vase, therefore making what you sniffed on them merely the smell of your own
ボ
hands?
リボリ。そんなバカな。
I mean, look at you now, you're only going for the coffee seeds
い
as
つの
well.
間に。
How dare you skip the peanuts from the other people's mixed nut bags? Disgraceful.
あなたの真似をしてるだけ。
But you must admit that you have no grounds of doubting me anymore. Am I wrong, Dr.
残念な
Watson?
がら、そうみたい。
Then how about you sort off and find who the real culprit
や
was?
はり先生のお力を借りるしかありませんね。
What the hell does she need my help for? Can someone
同
tell
じ
me?
柿の種好きとして力を貸してください。犯人を見つけたら、漏れなくエビフライがおまけでついてくる。
What are you standing there doing nothing for, Watson? Get a move on! So this is where the crime happened,
はい
huh?
先生、すでに破片は片付けています。
You should have preserved the crime scene intact, you bucket!
破片を誰かが踏んだら危ないから。
She has a point there. Anyway, let's investigate what we can around here.
みっちゃんに個人的な取り調べをするんですね。
You're starting to embarrass me with your stupid terms, but yeah, pretty much that. Watson called for that Miss Me and have her come here at once.
実に偉そうですね。
Maybe it wouldn't be if I wasn't being forced to play detective with you.
呼んできました、先生。
Alrighty, that took a jiffy.
私に何かご用ですか？
Is this where you found the super expensive vase broken?
こうか？
Yeah? The 100 million vase.
あのお皿ですね。
Looks like 100 million wasn't very expensive for the staff working here. Tell us everything you saw when you found the broken vase.
あれは霊下お嬢様が戻られて間もない時間でした。いつものように2階廊下を清掃中、食器類の割れた音が聞こえてきました。私は急いで音のした方に向かったので、お皿が割れてから1分も経過してなかったと思います。
And who did you see when you arrived?
姿は何も。遠ざかっていく足音が角の向こうでかすかに聞こえました。
So footsteps, I say. This doesn't really help very
朝霧
much.
カイトじゃなかったか。
Too bad for you. Sorry for calling you so suddenly, and thanks for for cooperating.
では、私はこれで。
先生、何か謎は解けましたか？
No.
犯人を見つけられなかったら夕食抜きです。
Hey, that wasn't what you told me
今
before.
言いました。ささ、早く次の場所に行きましょう。
Takanori. Let's go to Sun's room.
へえ、
Why do you look so dejected? His room is literally next to mine, so you might know something.
そうですね。
No, he hates your ass.
あなたも嫌われてます。
Truly. He hates us both. I think we should take his statement nonetheless. He could be the culprit for all that we know. I can imagine why he would hide the crime if he hypothetically did it as well. Hold on. Actually, what am I doing? That's the wrong fucking page. Motherfucker. Unsurprisingly, they eat some nuts in Tae-Route, which it says to go to Reika's room actually. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not dealing with this anymore. We're going back. We're going back. We are backtracking. That's not here. Auto. We are backtracking. Where the fuck is it? No. Where's the newest one? 29. I need 29. There. So this one. Okay. That outgassed these screams. S. I had the weirdest dream last night.
どんな？
So I was watching the news, yeah? The captions read The Bizarre Adventures of the Female Castrator.
それは興味深い。
Right? So anyway, I was watching TV and the screen then displayed the hidden camera's view of the castrator woman from the captions. It had to be a dream because one moment I was watching the TV and the next it's as if I was teleported besides the camera view to view the scene right there. I was in a pub at night as well.
パブ？
It was like a tavern, but the British version of it.
うん。
As I was saying, though, the woman who was supposed to be a castrator was facing another guy, and suddenly she started giving him a fellatio just like that.
フェラチオ。
Yeah, it means
知ってる。けど、それを女の子の前で平気で言うのは。
leaving that aside, as she was in the middle of business, she suddenly stuck out her teeth, ready to bite his pecker.
きっと私の常識を超えた痛み。
As she bit him, obviously the dude started screaming like crazy. Once she separated her mouth from his groin, a visible gush of blood came out between his legs. Taking advantage of the situation, the woman bit his cock yet again, followed by the guy saying, "The hell's wrong with you? This is my pride and joy you're biting into." His words still echo in my head. I haven't been able to forget him at all. After that, I just woke up sweating like crazy. My heart was about to burst from my chest. It felt pretty real, let me tell you. Spooked?
別の意味でいろいろと
What does that even mean?
朝からしかも狼のような男にセクハラ発言された
Oh, come on, I just told you what my dream was about. You gotta tell me yours in return, by the way.
夢の話
I'll even listen to you. That way we'll be square.
何がドローなのか全然わかりませんがそこまで望むなら一つ私の見た怖い夢を
Lay it to me.
先日はヤングコーンを食べる夢を見ました
Young what?
ヤングコーン
Young corn? You mean that kind of young... You mean that kind of young corn, right?
他にどんなヤングコーンがあるか
Yeah, this. I point between my legs.
またセクハラしかもそれヤングコーンって言う
I don't know. Don't mind me, continue, please.
ヤングコーンは私の大好物です
Quite a simple meal for the masses.
夢の中ではヤングコーンがたくさんありました
How many of them were there?
たくさん
You failed maths at school or something.
数えきれないくらいあったから食べ放題みたいだったのでとにかくたくさん食べました
And it wasn't just young... It was just young corn?
片手にはマヨネーズを完備してですが
Interesting.
とても幸せでした
Go figure if you could eat your favorite food all you want. So where's the scary part of the dream?
怖いのはここ夢中で食べてる途中で変な違和感に襲われたんです美味しいはずのヤングコーンが嫌いになってくような私は身を震わせましたヤングコーンを嫌いになるはずがないとでも食べれば食べるほど呪いのように手が重くなってもう嫌だもう嫌だってなった時に起きました
Don't give me that face. It reminds me of that time you fought... Of the fucking time in Moya's route where you just started screaming like a maniac because they turned off the lights.
夢が覚めた今でもヤングコーンを考えると気分が優れませんひょっとすると呪い
Or maybe you ate too many of them. After I return home from the academy, I take a nap. I'm still half awake as I do, but the time I spend asleep feels pretty good. Thanks, Reika, for always going straight to home after school. I'll sleep for real now. Why does it have to ring so suddenly? One of these days I'm gonna piss myself because of that. My room's installed phone rings. It's been a while since that happened. Can't they just call my cell phone? I have to stand up and pick up the phone. Well, whatever. Time to shine, Kaito. Greatest man alive in this mansion speaking.
下から数えたら一番かもしれません
Asagiri number one, Asagiri number one. Asagiri number
も
one.
う4に聞こえてきた
And I'm hanging up
何
now.
かお嬢様が呼んでます
Don't tell me she wants to go out
そ
now.
うではないと思いますが急ぎ外に出てきてください
Sorry, but no can
なん
do.
でか
Gotta change my clothes before I do.
マッハで
What? Then I can go ass naked? You said that, right? I could go ass naked if you want right now.
じっくり着替えて
Sure thing. And then hang up and take a deep breath. Why would you call me at a time like this? Weird. I quickly changed my clothes. What do you even need to do at this time here of all places?
用があるのは私じゃないわ
But Tsuki told me. She then points at the entrance of the estate. What? Someone visiting? Yeah, there's a limo parked right in front of the main gate. Girls coming out of the car, followed by a guy that I know all too well. What's going on? Yuki and Tai head towards where we are.
いやー悪いなカイト
You've got to be fucking kidding me right now. Even if he says sorry, I can tell he doesn't really give a damn about this. I look at Reika, directly asking her what's going on. She shakes her head a little bit. Okay, so she doesn't know what's going on either. Great.
どういうつもりタエ
Tae grins as Reika, half dumbfounded and visibly tired, asks her the
もち
question.
ろんカイトをうちに引き抜くための作戦。ちゃんと電話で説明したでしょ。
今すぐそこまで来てるから外に出て。という意味のわからない電話を受けただけよ。
じゃあ説明しようか。
詳しく説明しなくてもなんとなくわかるけど。一応聞かせて。その大きな荷物は何？
She asks as she points to the big ass suitcase Yuki's
そんな
carrying.
の決まってるじゃない。
Don't tell me.
今日からここに泊まり込むために必要なもの。
Reika and I look at each other for a brief second, nod, and then
帰れ。
go back home.
なるほど。レイカの友達として。
はい。私たちは普通の学生とは違うので、軽々しく泊まり込むことは少し問題があるかもしれません。けれど、交流を深めることでわかることがあると思うんです。レイカさんは学年でもトップの成績ですし、とても勉強させていただけるのではないかと。やはり突然押しかけるようなことをしてご迷惑だったでしょうか。
What the fuck is she feeling, alright, Yuki?
昨日家庭教師に挨拶の文章を書かせてた。あれ、全部他人が考えたやつを丸暗記しただけ。
Okay, now I get it. I don't know if her flowery words and courtesy will be enough to have the old man agree to this. Knowing him, I'm assuming he won't, but I guess I'll have to wait and see. All she can hope for is a cold refusal from him, in my opinion. I applaud her enthusiasm, though.
いやはや、さすがアキコ夫人の娘さんだ。
Wait a second, he's smiling.
我が家でよければ、いつまでも泊まっていきなさい。
本当ですか？
しっかりとアキコ夫人にも許可をもらっているんだろう？
それはもちろんです。
Her mother agreed for her to stay here for an indefinite amount of time, just like that.
なら何も問題はない。ゆっくりしていきなさい。
はい、ありがとうございます。V。
What do you mean, got him?
レイカの友達のふりをするのは嫌だけど、仕方ないよね。
You lied to his face so easily, too, Jesus.
蔵屋敷の娘だからね。
What do you even mean? Being a skilled liar is not a good trait. Reika comes out of Genzo's study not so long after. I feel you right now.
やることが無茶なのよ、あんた。
今すぐにでもカイトを譲るって言うなら帰るけど。
そういうのが無茶だって言うのよ。
別にレイカみたいに豪華な部屋を用意しなくていいから。カイトと同じ庶民の部屋でいいよ。
She sleeps in the same kind of room as I do.
嘘！
ほんとよ。部屋なんてある程度しっかりしてれば、それ以上なんて必要ないのよ。
変なの。
変なのはあんたの頭。
Both of you are.
変じゃないですよ。宇治が湧いてるだけです。
She's gonna get mad at him for saying that.
その通り。
She agreed with
本
him!
当に宇治が湧いてるようね。
ところで、うちって何？
Oh my gosh, she didn't even know what he meant by that. She's something else. In any case, looks like we're gonna see each other's faces more often for a while.
私も付き合ってもらうわよ。宇治脇のタエ。
何よ。
Once Yuki and Tai's rooms were sorted out, I returned to my own room with Yuki.
それで、どういうことなんだ？
実は。
Son, I haven't given you my permission to start this conversation.
なんだ？僕にお茶菓子はいらないぞ。
俺欲しい。ポテチでいいぞ。
I didn't mean it in that way. Why are you even in my room, son?
タエお嬢様が泊まり込むと聞いて、さすがに黙っているわけにもいかないだろう。彼女とは会話したこともないし、これから僕のことを知ってもらういい機会だ。
タイチンを守る俺の前で言うな。下心丸出しだ。
失礼な奴だな。下心などない。僕という素晴らしいボディーガードのことを知ってもらえれば光栄だと、そう思っているだけだ。
すっげー下心。
It's pretty obvious, yeah?
違うと言ってるだろう。そのことは置いておいて。一体何を目的で来られたんだ？これはかなりの珍事だと思うんだが。
So I'm not the only one who thinks that either, then.
当然だろう。いくら同じ学園とはいえ、 大切な娘を泊まりに出させることなど、僕は知らない。送り出す側はもちろん不安だろうし、受け入れる側も何かあってはいけないと不安なはずだ。そのあたりはどうだったんだ？
Well, you won't believe me, but he seemed to be very okay with all of this.
旦那様が？それは少し驚くな。蔵屋敷側は何と？
俺も立ち会ったんだけど、タイチンが直接アキコさんに許可もらってた。
アキコというと、蔵屋敷の当主か。
So she was very open to the idea as well?
それがそうでもないんだな。
Really now. Tae forced her mother to accept somehow. Of course she'd be against it though.
最初は却下されたんだ。
それが普通だと思うが、最初はということは、何か状況が覆ることがあったということか。
ダメだって言われた理由は何だと思う？
それは当然、タエお嬢様が心配だからだろ？
Has to be that, yeah. I agree with him here. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to guess that much.
ところが、心配はかけらもしてなかったみたいなんだ。
そんなわけないだろ。
だって、タエチンが霊下お嬢様のところでしばらく泊まるからって説明したとき、別にいいけどなんでって言ったんだ。
Why, she was actually okay with it from the beginning? Does she even care? But then that means that she didn't refuse at first.
その後タエチンが友達の霊下からいろいろ教えてもらうって。
Oh, now I know the reason she said no.
さすがカイト。して、その理由は？
She said no because she wasn't expecting Tae to actually study at all, given how she is. It's pretty obvious that Tae is far from being someone who can focus for more than 5 minutes trying to study.
残念ながら違うな。
What?
貴様はどれだけ愚かなんだ。
Okay, genius, what was it then?
やはり思い直したんだろう。自分の大切な娘を危険にはさらせないと。
違うし。
バカな。
あんたに友達なんているはずないでしょ。嘘つく子には許可できないわね。ってさ。
I'm at the brink of tears here.
僕もだ。話したこともないのに。なんでだろう。
I guess she's right. She doesn't have any friends. Damn, dude. Anyway, how did you convince her?
その後、あれこれとそれっぽいこと言ってたけど、全然信用されてないみたいでさ。
Can't imagine her get out of jail card in that situation.
反対一方のアキコさんだったんだけど、タエチンが折れてついに本当のことを言ったんだよ。引き抜きたいボディーガードの話。
なんと。
I have a very bad feeling about this.
まさか。
ああ、そのまさか。
やはりか。蔵屋敷ほどになれば、僕のこともしっかりとチェックしていたようだな。
え？
しかし、残念だが受け入れることはできない。蔵屋敷も大きな名前だが、二階堂と比べると。
損は関係ないけど。
何？だったら誰だって言うんだ？
カイト。
まさか。
本当だって。
貴様、霊下お嬢様だけでなく、タエお嬢様まで催眠術まがいのことを。
What is he even talking about? Hypnosis, really? I don't know what's up either.
ボディーガードを引き抜きたいだけで、泊まりを許可するとは思えない。むしろ、そんな理由であればなおさらだろう。
ああ、もちろん怒ってた。
ならばなぜ？
それが、俺にもよくわからないんだ。
No?
カイトの資料を見た途端、見る目を変えたんだ。
They also know. They also know Masaki. They also know. She also knows Masaki. She saw his family name. It was like, all right, I want this man on our doorstep within the next 3 days, and then you have a fucking husband.
早く引き抜いてきなさいってね。
旦那そうかな。資料なんか渡せば、さらに怒られるだろう。こいつを迎え入れることが、その家にとってどれだけマイナス要素になるか。
Son, I'm still here if you haven't noticed.
事実だ。
Man's got a point.
タエチンも少し戸惑ってたけど、ぐいぐい押されるがままにってわけさ。
納得がいかない。二階堂に蔵屋敷。その二つがカイトに目をつけるなんて。
Can you shut his trap for 2 minutes,
ち
jeez?
ょっと嫉妬するよな。
嫉妬はしない。イライラするだけだ。
それ、嫉妬じゃん。
間違った事実に腹が立つだけだ。
俺の勘だと、カイトがイケメンだったからじゃないかと。
ボディーガードを顔で選ぶな。
今のはアキコさん。ひいては蔵屋敷を敵に回すってことでいいか？
顔も大切だ。
It's so hilarious every time where it's just a case of Takanori being upset about something and somebody saying something and him immediately doing a 180 just to be the biggest ass kisser. Always a flip-flopper. Loyalty to a cause or a person has never been a strong point of yours.
きっとカイトが好みだったんだって。
I can't believe that to be true.
そうかな？そうかもな。はは。
僕が釘を刺しておこう。カイトは危険だと。
In what way?
虚婚だもんな。
Is that even a bad thing?
でも大きすぎるのは問題じゃないか？
そういう話はやめろ。
And here I was hoping for an exciting life without getting bored, and this is what I get. I don't know if I should be happy with this whole ordeal going on or not. I'm sort of confused about this whole thing.
そう、普通の部屋だ。
言ったじゃない。
麗華のことだから、金ピカリな部屋だと思ってたのに。
どんなイメージよ、それ。それにしても、信じられないことするわね。
何が？
カイト引き抜きのために来たんでしょ？
そうだけど。
まった
く。なんか機嫌悪いね、麗華。
当たり前でしょ？厄介事は避けたいのに。いつまで居座るつもりか知らないけど、粘っても無駄よ。
あれ
聞いちゃいないわね。私が飼ってるペット。何目を輝かせてるのよ。
何飼ってるの？猫、犬、ナマケモノ？
チーター。
チーター？顔ってチーター？
それライオン。
一緒でしょ？確か同じライオン科だし。
園児からやり直した方がいいわよ。
静かだね。
寝てるんじゃないかしら。そなた？かなた？
Russell.
動いた。噛みついたりしない？
心配しないで。容赦なく噛みつくから。ブサイクなペットを飼う趣味はないし、こっちに来なさい。
来た！すごい！麗華の膝に乗ってる！
しつけてるから。ほら、餌よ。
餌じゃないし、なんか近づいてるし、ちょっと怖い気もするけど、かわいい。まさか噛まないよね。撫でてみよう。
Jump.
なんか、こういう広いところで食べる食事もいいな。
蔵屋敷もここと同じくらい大きい。
使用人たちとは一緒に食べないし。
なるほど。勇気は特別だったな。
さーて、いただきますか。
Ready to eat. Plates with our food in front of us. Right before we do, Yuki pulls out a small bottle. What's that? There's some sort of blue liquid inside.
なんだ、カイトは知らないのか？
No.
訓練校時代も夜たまに食事と一緒に摂取していた。
Is it tasty?
一度飲んだらやめられないね。
Is it alcohol? I maybe sip then.
いいぜ。
やめておけ。
Huh?
きっと後悔するぞ。
昔孫にも飲ませてやったことがあるんだけど、その時、まずいとか言って吹き出したんだぜ。
Actually, now that I think about it, I might not try it after all.
絶対うまいって。
He says as he starts pouring some into my glass. This liquid is completely blue. What the fuck?
そうだみたいだろ？
Looks like blue paint if I had to describe what I see. Just smell like it. Doesn't really smell like anything. I think I got something. Smelled this before. It was never at lunchtime either.
騙されたと思って飲んでみろよ。
Okay. I was the one who got into this mess. I gotta man up and drink it like a champ.
うまいだろ？
This taste reminds me of Listerine mouthwash. I should probably spit this or I'll be in trouble.
失礼な。全然いけるって。
He says as he gulps down the entire bottle in one go. Look at his face. He drank all of that shit. I swallowed the drink myself. Take the bottle where the liquid was to check what it was. There's a label on its back. Alcohol-based sanitizer.
うわ！カイトが吐いた！
Man, I'm just saying it's alcohol. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm not desperate enough to drink fucking sanitizer. I like a nice drink, but I don't fucking need it. I will drink if there is something to drink, but I will never feel forced to drink. Also, no, I also won't drink at all times of the day. Only like these times when it's like, okay, the only thing I've got left is go to bed. I've nothing else to read. There's quite the stack of books in my room, but all of them I've read a dozen of times at this point. Wouldn't mind if you knew or read, to be honest. Like when I was at the training facility, I borrowed books from someone out just fine, but ever since I started living here, I haven't had the chance to get my hands on a new book at all. Plus, son of a lent me his books even back in the day. The more I think about it, the more I want to read something fresh. Kung Fu doesn't sound remotely bad, actually. I remember reading a book talking about some Brazilian fighting style back in the day. What's this technique that really caught my eye about taking advantage of someone swinging a knife your way and using the force of their swing to twist their hand and turn the knife on them? Leaving aside how cool the ability was, the fact that it proved its the fact is that it proved its effectiveness. And the guy pulled the knife, I felt like I had won the lottery. I mean, it was a rare opportunity for me to try the technique once. By the way, I didn't ask, but what are you even doing here? Tae is peeking your face into my room's window right now. In from my room's window right now. She doesn't look like she is having a good time hanging in there. For what reason? Well, congratulations, you definitely did. And how long are you gonna stay like that? You look like a fish on the cutting board, waiting for its end, flailing with its last bated breath. Speaking about that, did you know that fish don't flail because they're scared of dying in those situations? Just let go, that's the easy way out. Alright, I forgot to mention something. Do you even realize that someone could come from below and see all of your underwear just like that? Suddenly, one of her two hands holding onto the window's frame disappears from my side. What, how many seconds you'll last? I swear, if you're having so much trouble doing this, then why did you even attempt it in the first place? I then head to the window and grab one of her hands. I'm pulling you in. Endure the pain for a bit. Yeah, right. She does seem to be in pain, though. I wonder if her arm is the flimsiest one I've ever seen. Give me your other hand and stop trying to cover your panties. There's no one down there, so don't sweat it too much. She then reaches with her other hand in the frame as well. Hang in there. I'll pull her in, but in a way that so she doesn't get hurt. I'm gonna lift you up, and then put my hands over her hips. Stop fucking moving. It's hard to help you when I'm like this. So make it easy on me. Whoop! I then lift her up as she violently thrashes. Bonk. I should be the one saying that, not you. Yeah. Not really. You haven't read them, so obviously you think they'd be big boy books. The one I've been reading lately is this one. It's called The Philosophy of a Daydream. If we're talking about straight up novels, though, I've been reading this one called A Visit from a Local Hoodlum. The hoodlum, who happens to be the protagonist of the story, has this one line that really moved me. He says, "I may be a broke-ass lowlife, but at least I'd be happy." Then he heads into the lead district to... Judging by the way she's looking at it right now, it doesn't seem like she's very interested in what I'm telling her. Should have guessed that trying to talk about books with her would be a lost cause from the beginning. Anyway, if you have no business with me, I urge you to leave. Wouldn't like to get in trouble if someone happened to see you here with me.
人聞き悪いな。そうだ、新しい本買いに行かない？
Pass.
自分が欲しいって言ってたじゃない。
Yeah, but I'd rather go get it alone.
大勢で行く方が楽しいって。
I'm the kind of guy that would rather spend my time alone.
好きな本何冊でも買ってあげるって言ったら？
Sorry, but I'm not willing to be bribed by you with that excuse.
なんで着替えてるの？
Just had an urge to go out all of a sudden. Why don't you come with me too?
行く！けど目の前で着替えないでよ。
He says while awaiting her gaze. You're peeking? I knew you were sort of interested. Want to see the real thing?
見てない！
In the end, I've been overpowered by a hard, cold money. But then again, have I? Maybe I just want to go out, nothing more, nothing less. Anyway, basically, we're gonna go out now and stuff.
そういうこと。
わかった。私も行くわ。
来なくていいし。
それを決めるのはタエでもカイトでもなく、私。
ねえねえ、こんなの無視していこう。
Wouldn't mind at all, but that's a no-no.
じゃあ、
Also, Coffee Yuki is coming too.
疲れた。
It hasn't even been 5 minutes since we got out of the
でも
mansion.
疲れた。
日頃から楽ばっかりしてるからよ。
Thought I stopped in her tracks, so no, everyone has to wait for her to stop being tired so we can move
典
on.
型的な足を引っ張るタイプね。
ホラー映画だと一番最初に死にそう。
I'd be the asshole of the group that stays alive right until the very end, making the life of the protagonist and the rest miserable in the process.
3人でコソコソしないでよ。
So what do you want us to do? Want me to piggy ride you?
そうだ、車を捕まえてよ。
You mean get a taxi?
よくわからないけど、ヘイってやつ。
So hitchhiking.
そうそう、それ。
You're stupid, you know that.
この子にとっちゃ、これが常識なんでしょうね。
I bet you thinks cows are just flying snakes that eat grass instead of animals.
何よ、ヒッチハイクもできないの？ヘイってやるだけじゃない。
Maybe you should think about when or where people do that in the first place. Plus, where would you even like to go in the first place?
カイトには無理無理。俺がヒッチハイクしてやるよ。
しょ？
Both Lake and I throw a cold glare at Yuki. If you want to be retarded, then by all means, but I'm not gonna stay here and entertain your idea.
真面目も真面目だから。
じゃあやってみて。
Do your best. There's no way he tries him 6 years, especially around this part of town. Apparently hitchhiking is a general occurrence in some other countries out there. Some others straight up ban it though. Mainly because there's a lot of criminals that do it so to easily rob people while inside their cars. They just get a taxi instead of doing the stupidity anyway. But that's how this is gonna end. Look, there comes a car.
よっしゃヘイ
Yuki sticks his thumb out and signals it for the driver to see.
一発で止まった。
People around here aren't used to criminals, so I assume that's how it worked.
どうだ
Window pulls down, revealing a rather pale and sickly looking
どうしまし
guy.
た？何かお困りですか？
Yuki, you forgot to pull out the knife, come on. I say as I hand him a knife that I have on me.
うれ金出せ
I knew it was gonna end like this.
カイトがナイフなんか渡すからだろっていうか、このナイフ取ったの
It was lying in those bushes over there, so I picked it up.
物騒めっちゃ物騒
ユウキには失望した。
もう一回チャンスくれ
次 次はちゃんとやれるの？
さっき車止まったろ。俺って捨てられた子犬のイメージがあるからついつい人は止まっちゃうんだって。
子犬のイメージはないけど、確かに1回目で車が止まったのはすごかったわね。
でしょ。だから次はうまくやれるさ。ヘイ！
He does the same signal on another car passing by, yeah?
ほらな。
Okay, I have to sign. It has the place we want to go to written on it already.
こいつを見せればいいんだな。
Sign says go to hell.
命だけわかんねえわ。
結局同じ結果じゃない。
What's wrong with you, Yuki? What are you doing?
なんでこんな危険なワード書くんだよ。
You know, we're young and impulsive, so we gotta give the guy that impression.
よくない。もう絶対に邪魔しないでくれよ。
Okay, okay, I won't do anything now.
たく。ヘイ！
あ、結構疲れが取れたかも。
じゃ、行くわよ。
ヘイ！あれ？ヘイ！なんで止まらないんだ？っていないぞ！みんなどこ行ったんだよ！
また随分と買ったわね。
Says Reika as she gives a look at the bag I'm carrying while we get out of the bookstore. It's a complete series that I've been wanting to read for a while, so yeah.
どんなタイトル
？Why is the grass always green on the other side of the fence?
面白くなさそう。
Looks like you bought some stuff for yourself too.
知りたい？
I don't really care now.
そこは聞いてよ。
Then tell me instead of asking me if I'm interested in knowing or not.
今まで読んだことなかったんだけど、ついに買ってみちゃった。
She then pulls out a manga from her
な
bag.
んか大反響につき発売中って書いてあったから、ミリオンセラー級の面白さだと思うの。
これ、大反論につき発売中って書いてるけど。
Let me see the title of the manga. Kazuo's Great Adventure 2. A second Kazuo appears.
変なタイトルね。
Damn it, this is your supposed attempt at getting into manga? What a series you decide to start
知っ
with.
てるの？
Yeah, Yuki lent me the series back in the day.
だったら勇気に借りればいいのに。
About that, unfortunately I got rid of them.
これすっごく面白くないし。
なんで教えてくれなかったの？
やっぱり苦しみはみんなで分かち合うべきだと思うんだ。
最低の思考ね。
Wait, there's no way you did what I think you did, right? As I look into Yuki's bag. I say as I look into Yuki's bag. It's filled with mangas of Kazuo's Great Adventure. There's some stuff here I don't know
カズオ
about.
の大冒険12、未来での大決戦まで買った。
Future? Just when you thought the plot could get more ridiculous. Remember how Yuki and I literally lit up a campfire with the entire series after we were finished with the third volume. I think Kaoru said the series was pretty shit as well.
そんな。
いいじゃない。私はむしろ興味が出てきたわ。
臭いものほど嗅ぎたくなるってやつですね。自分の靴の匂いを嗅いでくさーって分かっててもまたついつい嗅いじゃうあの心理。
汚いわね。
I couldn't have used a nastier example.
いや、例えですから、例え。
ふふふのふ。ふふふふふふふ。ふふふのふ。
You trying to sound poetic or something?
日頃、麗華にこき使われて疲れてるんじゃない？
Why would you even ask that? But yeah, of course she does.
そろそろ私のボディーガードをやりたくないかなって。
Don't imply that you'd be any less tiring.
まあ、それも今日までね。
What do you mean?
カイトも麗華の本性を知ったらきっとわかるよ。
The true colors, you say?
そう。一人の時に何を考えて何をしてるか知りたくない？
Not really?
知りたいよね。うんうん、わかるわかる。
I feel like she's a door-to-door salesman trying to sell me a pile of encyclopedias right now. Even if I did have any interest in finding out, how would we go about doing that? You gotta stalk her or something.
そんなことしないって。
Ty, keep in mind that I am her bodyguard. I might just know a thing or two about her more than you do.
確かにね。でもカイトに裏の顔までは見せないでしょ。
Which itself, well, I guess it's possible that she's hiding stuff, yeah.
だからその裏を知ってる存在に教えてもらうのよ。
And who do you intend to find it out from? We gonna interrogate her old man?
ち
She wags a finger at me and pulls something out from under her clothes.
じゃ
Her surprise item is a relatively small machine that appears to be of dubious function. And along with it, a coin-like round object. What you got there?
ーん。蔵屋敷が作った来年発売予定の新商品。
Oh, yeah, I forgot your family made shit like
これ
this.
は動物と会話ができるようになる機械なの。その名もペットの気持ち。 うわ、なんか疑ってる？
Nah, I'm just thinking about how I've heard about this kind of thing before. As I recall, they did a study where they attached a bunch of senses to some house pets and they were able to communicate with animals to tell if they're hungry or lonely or something. The guys will sell this thing for at least a few thousand yen, right?
そんな古いのじゃないんだから。これは取り付けた動物の声が本当に聞こえるんだから。
You're full of shit.
嘘じゃないってば。
Then why don't you give me a lesson on how it works?
それはわかんないけど。
No wonder she's stupid after all.
嘘だと思うなら試してみればいいじゃない。
I'll do just that. What's the first step?
この小さな受信機を動物に取り付けるの。それでこっちの変換器のスイッチをオンにすると動物が喋った時に言葉に直してくれるのよ。
Let's see here. Attached to a transceiver to Tai's head. Who's a good girl?
わおーってやめてよ。
Well, maybe this thing really does let you communicate with animals.
ちゃんと動物につけてってば。
Fine, fine. I've tried on the cheetahs, but this dodgy-looking machine doesn't really inspire much confidence. Let's head out for a bit.
ペロって？
For a test subject.
なるほど。行こう行こ
Let Reika know that I'll be heading out with Tai and Yuki.
ああ、これか。
You know of it?
俺は一足先にそれの性能を試したしね。
How'd it go?
それは試してみてのお楽しみさ。
う。ほらほら、早く早く。
A few minutes have passed since we left the mansion.
パッと考えてみても、あまり野良動物っていないような。
I hear there's been a downturn on their numbers around here over the past few decades.
そうなの？
Yeah, their owners just abandoned them in the wild. They have difficulty adapting, so most of them die. It's nothing more than animal abuse that suits the owner's needs. We could at least leave some food for them to survive on while they make the transition and give them a merciful death.
虐待だなんてひどい。
That it is it. That it is. I'm glad you realized that.
カイト？
What's up?
なんか物思いな顔してるから。
Don't worry about it.
じゃあ猫とかいないかな？
Yeah, there's not as many as there used to be, but I'm sure we can track one down. Let's head off the beaten path for a bit. Our search goes on for about 10 minutes. We found a puppy. A stray one, though.
あら、何かしら。
The woman in front of us is all dressed up in sparkly attire, a middle-aged housewife by the looks of it.
すごく艶やかで健康そうなおばさんだな。
You mean fat? She must have been out for a stroll, which means she's probably
かわ
loaded.
いい子犬ですね。
でしょ？もう甘えん坊で甘えん坊で、いつも私に寄ってくるのよ。
She scoops the dog up off the ground.
どう見ても嫌がってるよな。
She definitely loves her dog, but it definitely ain't reciprocated.
私にも抱かせてもらっていい？
構わないわよ。
Tai's suspiciously friendly ploy pays off and she takes the dog into her arms. Doc starts whimpering. Fortunately for him, I neither know nor care what it is he's whimpering
か
about.
わいいね。
Ty's eyes briefly meet mine. The look on her face says something like, observe, non-believer. She surreptitiously slips the sleeve under the dog's fur. She's in. I'll keep my hands folded behind my back and flick the switch.
ああ、こんな小さい胸に抱かれてもな。でもまあ、このババアのくせえ大使よりはマシか。
The puppy doesn't seem to be aware that his voice has changed. God's just tearing into his poor owner.
高い飯食わせてりゃ懐くと思い込んでんだぜ。こっちとしては尻尾振ってるだけでいいわけだから、楽といえば楽なんだけどな。ああ、もっと若くて美人の人妻に飼われたかったぜ。それがこんなババア。
Doc casually takes a look behind him.
ティーちゃん。
うわ、
そう。私のこと、そう思ってたのね。
なんだ
こっちにいらっしゃい。
The dog wrestles itself from Ty's grasp. The receiver falls off as he does so. Holy shit. It fucking worked.
あの犬、私を頻尿言うな。
まあまあ、事実だし。
うるさい。とにかくこれをチータに取り付ければレイカの隠れた本性を探ることができるわけよ。
Geez, Ty, that's actually not a bad plan at all. I imagine Reika unloosens that stick up her ass when she's alone with her pets.
でもさ、カイト。
Yuki leans towards me and whispers.
もしもだけどさ。
But what?
レイカお嬢様が、一人でだな。エッチなことをしてたとしてた。それを動物が話したらとんでもないこと。
Mathematically speaking, the probability is greater than 0. Consider this, I have more interest in hearing it than I do fearing the consequences.
そうか？すごくヤバそうだけど。
In any case, Ty, there's something I've been wondering about for a little while.
何？
This petception thing, how does it recreate the animal speech pattern exactly?
パターン？
The dog back there was talking mad shit and the voice outputted reflected that pretty well.
これは動物の鳴き声から人間の声に変換した際に最も近いものを再生するらしいの。ややきつい鳴き声とかだと口調も乱暴になるみたい。それに何よりもすごいのは私たち人間の声が周波数として伝わるようになってるの。
And those waves would go to the transceiver on the animal? So it's more of a transceiver than receiver. And then transceiver.
だから私たちの言葉もしっかり伝わるんだよ。ご飯って言えば餌だってわかるし。
What if I wanted to say sweet to them? Would the machine translate the word?
多分同じご飯だと思うけど。
So complicated or non-animal-centric vocabulary gets simplified in the translation process, huh?
だけど人間が理解する基本的なことはある程度動物たちにも理解できるようにはなってるみたい。お母さんが言うには動物たちも理解していくって。
Don't say. Must not be completely accurate from what I'm getting. I suppose I'll have to ask whoever made it if I want to get the grips on the particulars. Still, the more I hear about it, the more impressed I am.
これ一つで家が建つし。
I lack the courage to ask her to be more specific. I bet there's gonna be a lot of buzz when this thing is released, huh? Most likely due to its potential application in criminal activities. Speaking of criminals, Tai is not exactly using it for the most noble deeds now, is she? Well, I'm not gonna stop her.
ユウキがレイカを連れ出してよ。その間に私とカイトで秘密を探るからさ。
連れ出すってどうやって？
いつもの口八丁で。
いつもの口八丁って。
Tai and I take position behind a nearby corner as Yuki approaches the door to Reika's
レ
room.
イカお嬢様、いらっしゃいますか？
どうやらいないみたいだね。
Nah, I bet she's probably around here somewhere.
ちょっと作戦変更。
無断で入る？
勇気はここで見張ってて。
それだけはやめた方が。カイトも止めてくれよ。
it seems like it could turn out to be pretty interesting.
おーいボディーガード。
もし途中でレイカが戻ってきたら、どこか連れてって時間を稼いでね。
どうなっても知らないからな。
いざ入室。あ
The door's locked.
れなんで屋敷にいるのに鍵をかけるかな。
Probably someone that doesn't want people like Tae breaking in.
もう蹴り破ってよ勇気。
絶対無理です。
Maybe I should just open it myself then.
破るの？
Nah, that'd make it impossible for us to cover our tracks. I reached into my back pocket to retrieve my partner.
出たカイトのお箱。
He's gotta do the classic!
そういえば鍵開けが得意だとか。
Seems she did her research. Yeah, this door is the same as my room, so it'll be a piece of cake. Practice picking my bedroom door open here and there. Get to work, and after a few seconds, gotcha. Managed to unlock the door, no issues.
すごい。こんなこともできるんだ。
More like you can only do this sort of stuff. We'll leave the rest to you, dude.
責任は取らないからな。
ね
What?
え、今のどこで覚えたの？
Like I care about that. Just do something so we don't get ripped to shreds by them. The cheetahs are on high alert, glaring in our way. You should have expected us to happen the moment we entered without our permission.
どうするの？
Obviously, try and communicate with them. That's the whole reason we busted in here in the first place. You only have one of them to receive. You only have one of them receivers, by the
もう
way.
一つ持ってきた。
Nice. Take the receiver. Don't look at me like that. Take this. Both of them jump towards me at the same time. They bite into me, but it gives me a chance to stick their transceivers on their necks. Turn on the thing on now. Turn the thing on now. She quickly presses the switch on and.
この侵入者
Oh!
め。落ち着け、カナタ。こいつは強い。
Tae's machine starts to translate to human speech just like before. Now let's all try to be civilized for a moment. Kanata jumps surprised. Clearly he has understood what I just said, judging by his reaction. Can you understand what I'm saying?
カイトの声が聞こえる。
Looks like they know my name. I guess that even animals don't even if animals don't understand us, even once they associate with things and people, then it's easy for them to memorize things like people's names if repeated enough.
どういうことだ？
Both of them jump back, more alert than before.
かわいい。
Don't try to hug them unless you want them to make you a new face. You placed a small machine on your necks? It's a machine that allows humans and animals to understand each other.
なるほど。それで？
That's a cold answer, alright. I mainly came here to try and be better friends with you two, considering we've never gotten along ever since we first met.
レイカの許可なしにか？
Nah, this little shit's smart enough to watch what I say around Sonata. I feel smarter than Yuki and Tai combined. Gotta thank the machine for making me realize how smart a cheetah can be.
ちゃんと許可はもらってきたよ。そなた、この人、嘘ついてるね。ああ。
Why do you think so?
わかるからだ。
Damn, so it's your sixth sense at work since you're an animal then. Obviously you'd think she'd be lying anyway. She doesn't know, but I do have permission from Reika to be here. They're now staring at me, most likely trying to see if I'm lying or not. There's no way she can fully sense if someone's lying. They must be using their intuition as well. Animals can tell when your pulsation gets faster, when you get nervous, and when your voice trembles, if only just a little. You got a permission, so we good?
嘘じゃないのかな。
Boff, did I do it?
いや、油断するな。こいつは普通じゃない。
Why are you still so aggressive towards me? Have you forgotten that tender moment when I gave you that meat to eat?
あれは美味しかったね、そなた。騙されるな。これはおそらく罠だ。私たちに話があるなら、麗華が戻ってきてから一緒に話せばいい。人間と会話できるなら、ぜひ麗華と話したい。どうしよう。とても聞き出せないよ。
Tae's getting increasingly nervous. You two want to talk with Reika?
もちろんだ。
You have to use this piece of information if you're gonna get to them. Anyway, I'll tell you the truth. The reason we came here was to test the
テ
machine.
スト？
This girl behind me happens to be the maker of the machine, you see? I say as I point to her. The machine still hasn't finished its testing phase.
どうして？
Mainly because we haven't yet tested if the communication between its users works. Gotta see if you can understand just fine and vice versa. That's why we're doing this, to test the machine.
ちゃんと話せてるよ。
It's still too early to decide that, which is the reason Reika isn't here just yet. Could lead to misunderstandings.
そうなの？
You stay shut.
お嬢様に肘打ち。
We had Reika list some questions for you guys. What you two gotta do is just answer those questions truthfully. We'll tell Reika the answers. Once she confirms that the answers are correct, then that'll mean that the machine works, and we'll let you talk with it.
回りくどいな。
Gotta be this way. You wouldn't want the thing to misfunction and possibly hurt Reika's feelings in the process, would you? I bet you wouldn't like seeing her sad.
は
Okay, then I'll ask you guys some questions that only you know. You just gotta answer
あ、
truthfully.
わかった。いいだろう。うわ、すごい。言いくるめちゃった。
Could you please shut up? I'd rather have them not hear that. Ask them whatever, but try not to go overboard. They'll answer now. I'll repeat myself. Try not to ask something stupid, as long as it doesn't trust us a single bit.
レイカは私のことで何か悪口とか言ってなかった？
Ask the pettiest question ever. Could have asked them something juicier. Come
ま
on.
ずは小手先からなの。悪口と、普段私たちはレイカの言葉を理解していないからな。
Obviously, they wouldn't be able to understand us.
私たちを呼ぶ声は理解できるが、そういったことは少し分かりかねるな。
Pretty obvious shit. The only reason we're talking like this is because of the machine, after all. I found it difficult they could have understood anything beyond basic words before this chance was given to them. That's something else.
そう言われても。
Try to see what the limits of the machine are when it comes to them understanding us. You guys know what a book is?
あれだろう？
He then points at a bookshelf with his head. You guys know what a power plug is?
あれ。
Whoa! So they know what human appliances are, and this machine is something incredible, close to miraculous. How about... I hear a light knock on the door. Yuki's sign that we should get the fuck out of here. He'll come here again, and then quickly unplug the transceivers for the cheetahs, which surprised the animals. We don't have time for this shit, gotta scram. Shut the fuck up. I opened the door just a little bit so I can catch the sounds outside.
こんなところで何してるの？
いやタイチンが部屋に閉じこもってて暇でさ、レイカお嬢様に相手してもらおうかなと。
ね、私を暇つぶしに使わないでくれる？
そう言わずに、俺と散歩でもしませんか？
何か企んでる？
めっそうもない。
悪いけど部屋に戻るわ。
少し、ほんの少しでいいんです。
Reika's super sharp and Yuki's acting like an idiot isn't doing us any favors here. Of course she'd be suspicious if she started to act like this.
やっぱり何か企んでない？
いえ。
じゃあ一度部屋に戻らせて。
今すぐ行きましょうよ。
これを部屋に置いてきたいの。
それは？
飼ってるペットの餌よ。
チーターの？
ええ。ってなんで知ってるの？
え？
私あなたにチーターのこと。
それはほらタエチンに聞いたんで。
なんか怪しいわね。
怪しくないですって。ほら俺が餌を持ちますから、屋敷一周のデートに行きましょ
う。わかった。付き合ってあげるわ。
セーフ。
Just kidding.
セーフ？
いや、なんでもないですぞ。お嬢様。
Fucking mosquito bites. I don't know why they're going for my feet right now. Fucking weird fetishist mosquitoes. Okay, Somehow managed to get her away from here. Let's scram. We then leave the room, managing to escape without having Reika bust our asses in the end.
Fire guns!
What the fuck are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Okay, gotta love moments like that.
こら、ちゃんと切られたふりしてよ。
Maybe if you told me what you were even doing, I'd do it. She has a newspaper rolled in her hand as she points it at me and swings it around.
カズオの必殺技、ファイヤーガンズに決まってるじゃない。
So you actually read the series and you liked it too?
もう大興奮だった。
Yeah, seems like you loved it. I found it hard to believe that you found it interesting of all things.
最後の12まで一気に読んじゃった。3回繰り返して。
3 times on a fucking roll? Maybe you liked it because it was the first manga you ever read. If she had read nothing else before, then I can see how she found it interesting.
早く続きが読みたい
Wait, it doesn't end with those 12?
な。カズオは死んじゃったけどね。
Then wouldn't the obvious mean that the story is over?
でも、また生き返るんじゃないかな。
What kind of a manga series even is this? I only read 3 volumes of the thing, so maybe I just ended up scratching the surface of what it really is. Don't tell me that you came here just so you could recommend the series to me.
読みたかったの？
I'd rather kill myself.
残念だけど、レイカに貸してあげたの。少しでもこの感動を共有したくってさ。
Okay. Then how about you go to her room and annoy her instead?
それが今朝出かけたのよ。
What? Nobody told me she was going to.
玄三さんと一緒だったから。
Oh, right. Where the hell did they go?
で、早速だけど行こ
Where?
う。もちろんレイカの部屋に決まってるよ。
Why would you want to go there? She isn't even here.
レイカがいないから。
She says she pulls out perception from another pocket.
今日こそはレイカの秘密を探るんだから。
Are we really going to do that again? You can't learn your lesson, can you? In the end, we force Yuki to stand guard outside of her room while Tai and I sneak inside once more. If I'm found out here, I'll be instantly dismissed.
いいじゃない。そしたら私が雇ってあげるからさ。
I really hope this isn't what she's really aiming for by doing this. Just like the last time we entered, the moment we do the cheaters enter their high alert
ほら、
mode.
これこれ。
As Tai shows them the machine, the 2 cheetahs calm down a little bit. It's like they remembered they can communicate with
貼
that.
り付けるからね。
She then places one on each of their necks and switches the machine on.
また来たのか。
Sorry about this.
主がいない時に部屋に入るのは問題だろう。前にも言ったけどテストなの。怪しいものだ。
Giving both of them time to think about what happened just strengthens their belief that this is wrong.
レイカと話したいよ。まあまあ落ち着いてよ。
She says while lifting Kanata up and snuggling with
いい
him.
なあチーター。かわいいなあ。くすぐったいです。いやあ、かわいすぎる。
I find it interesting that he's not trying to attack her anymore. It's because we can understand each other. This machine never ceases to amaze me.
レイカは？
She went out for a while?
うん。
What?
そこの女。え、私？この扉を開けてくれ。いいけど、どうするの？
Sonata steals the machine from Tai's hand and dashes out of the room. Oh shit.
どこ行くの、そなた？
Kanata starts to struggle while Tai holds him, but she doesn't let
ど
go.
うしよう。レイカが帰ってきてそなたがいなかったら。
She'll kill us. You stay here and watch over Kanata. I'll go look for Sonata in the meantime.
びっくりした。
Did you see a small cheetah come out of the room?
来た来た。あっちに走ってったぞ。
Okay, you stay here and keep watch. If the animal comes back, get inside and don't allow him to leave.
わかった。
どうしてそなたがここに？知ってるぞ。確か。そう。月という名だったか。喋った。 霊下はどこだ？隠すとためにならないぞ。
どうして爪を研ぐか。
お前を切り裂いたことはないが、私の切れ味くらい容易に想像がつくだろう。
まあ、痛そう。
あ、調子が狂う人間だ。
どうしてここに？それと、なんで喋ってるか。
これで人と会話できるらしい。
あなたの足元にあるもの？
そうだ。おしゃべりはこの辺にしよう。私は霊下を探している。
霊下お嬢様なら、いない。目を見開いてどうしたか？
拉致監禁か！
全然違うけど。
おのれ。やはり、あのカイトという男。
カイト
？Akatsuki?
今度はカイトか。
What do you mean by that? Wait, you've seen the cheetah then?
さっきそなたに会った。
Fuck. She's the last person I would have liked to see him with the machine.
どういうことか。どうしてそなたが部屋の外に？それに、喋ってた。
You better shut up about that, it's a secret.
それは無理な相談。
Please, Tsuki, I love you.
私はカイトの恋人じゃない。
You could at least blush if only just a
も
little.
っと無理な相談。
I don't have time to deal with you right now. Where'd the animal go
教
to?
えない。
No need to be so cold. Come
仕方
on.
ない。あっち。
You did? Okay,
じゃな
nice.
くて、あっちだった。
Just tell me the truth.
たまにはいいものだな。一人でいる時間というのも、手入れの行き届いた庭を見ているだけで、日頃の疲れが取れ、癒されていくようだ。猫？いや、これはチーター。そういえば霊下お嬢様は、チーターを飼われてるとか。何を加えてるんだ？こっちにおいで。ルールールール。
それは狐を呼ぶ時のものだ。皆同じ反応をするな。
僕はこのうららかな日差しの中、メルヘンな夢を見てしまっているのか。僕なら、もっと凛とした高貴な夢を見るはず。
霊下はどこだ？
霊下お嬢様？それを聞いてどうする？
私の自由だ。
答えるわけにはいかないな。たとえ夢だろうと、相手がチーターだろうと。貴様がお嬢様を脅かす脅威である可能性が 1% でもある限り、何も答えることはない。せや！
Can't see him anywhere. To get out of the mansion. If someone leaves the estate grounds, then I'll have to give up on this. Huh? It's the one lying on the bench over there, son. Hey, son. His face is looking to the back of this bench. Can't see it. Are you sleeping or what? Wakey, wakey, son.
なんだ？
Pretty weird to see you sleeping here.
僕の勝手だろ。
Yeah, whatever. You seen a cheetah lately?
知らないな。疑っているのか？
Are you sure you haven't seen one?
知らん。
Then what's that scratch on your face?
知らん。僕は喋るチーターなんて知らない。
You lost again. You lost against it?
バカなことを。そんなわけないだろ。
You're at the brink of tears right now.
うるさい！動物虐待は法律で罰せられるぞ。
So you lost.
どこを見渡しても人間ばかりだな。しかし肝心の霊下が見つからない。やはりカイトを吐かせるしかないか。誰だ？
チーター。
なんという大きさだ。
これは霊下お嬢様のペット。
もしや貴様が霊下を。
言葉だと。なるほど、面白いものを身につけているな。
吐いてもらおうか。霊下はどこだ？
今は出かけている。それよりも腹は減ってないか？
私は霊下以外からの食べ物は口にしない。
いい心がけだ。それでこそ霊下お嬢様のペット。
Running around in this place is tiring as fuck.
そんなに息を切らせてどうした？
Oh, Satake, what are you doing here?
私は一足先に引き上げてきたからな。
Leave
お
where?
墓参りだ。
Grave.
いや、霊下お嬢様から聞いてないのならいい。それより、探し物はチーターか。
So it came here?
面白いものを口に加えてな。あれは蔵屋敷が開発していた。
You sure know your stuff?
聞きかじった程度だがな。
Where did it go?
さて。
Short piece of shit.
遅いわね、カイトとそなた。
うん。
そういえば、初めて会った時、私のこと噛んだでしょ。
敵かと思ったから、ごめん。
いいの。こうして誤解も解けたんだし。
いつもカイトと一緒？この間も一緒だったから。
いつもってわけじゃないけど。
あいつ嫌い。
なんで？怖いから？
レイカがいつもカイトって言ってるから。
どういうこと？
言葉はわからないけど、夜はいつも僕たちに話しかけてくれるの。その時、よく笑いながらカイトって名前が出る。なんかやだ。
そうだね。私もなんだかムカムカしてきた。全然気にしてないこと言って、やっぱりカイトが気に入ってるんじゃない？
痛いよ。
ごめん。ちょっと力が入っちゃった。
レイカはきっとカイトが好きなんだ。だから嫌い。
好きなのかな？気になるよ。あ、そうだ。ねえ、今晩これつけたままにしていい？
どうして？
そしたらレイカがなんて言ってるかわかるし。
それは嬉しいけど、そっちのがないと僕の声は届かないんでしょ？
そうだけど。
No, you can communicate right now without the machine
お
being
し
here.
ゃべりしたいよ。
でも、そしたら本音で喋んない気がするし。困ったよ。開けてくれ。
うわ、戻ってきた。
聞こえなかったのか？扉を開けてくれ。
それはいいけど、なんか生意気だな。
匂いがしないな。
毎日お風呂で洗ってるからね。
いや、人間の匂いがしない。
俺は幽霊か何かかよ。
まあいい。とにかく開けてくれ。
じゃんけんで俺に勝ったら開けてやるよ。
じゃんけん？
なんだ、知らないのか？じゃんけんって言うのはだな。
Wasn't able to find him in the end. I feel a loss right now, but there's nothing more I can do, so I'll return to Reiko's room for the time
俺
being.
はチーター以下なんだ。俺はチーター以下なんだ。
What are you doing?
すまない、カイト。俺はもう自信と尊厳を失った。チーターにじゃんけんで負けちまったよ。
Say what?
分かってたんだ。あいつはどう見てもパーしか出せない。だからチョキを出せば勝てるビジョンは見えてたんだ。だけどついうっかりグーを出しちゃってさ。
I don't get what you're saying, but can I assume that the cheetah returned to the room?
2時間ほど前に。
Then couldn't you have at least called me and told me that? I wasted 2 hours of my life running around the place.
すまん、落ち込んでたんだ。
He's inside right now.
入ったままだ。
Okay, then let's piss off right now. And we gotta scram before Rick comes back.
静かにしろ。今しがた眠ったところだ。
Tae sprawled over Reika's bed sleeping. All the while she holds Kanata in her arms.
ずっと喋りっぱなしだったからな。
The fact that you make me feel like you're a human sometimes is pretty incredible. Kudos to you.
この女も、レイカも、お前のことばかりだ。いや、とにかく、誤解だったようだ。レイカは家族と出かけているそうだな。
Did Tae tell you?
私はてっきり、貴様が拉致監禁しているかと。薬を打ち、国外に売りさばき、臓器摘出を強要し、その後は売春婦として働かされるんじゃないかと。
That's an awful imagination you got there. You sure know your stuff about our world, though.
今日は走り回って疲れた。
Then maybe don't sneak out and fuck around. And pick up Tae, making sure not to wake Kanata in the process. So yeah.
もう、二度と来なくていい。
Thanks for the advice, but I'm ignoring it. I retrieved Tae's machine.
お、出てきた。 の？
Boof. He grabs me by the collar, but I swipe his hands off. Careful, you're gonna wake her up.
寝てるの？
I'm carrying her like this so she doesn't wake up.
俺はてっきり無理やり。
Why does everyone think of me as a potential serial rapist on the loose? Just carrying her to her room. If Yuki decided to attack me while I was holding her, I would have been done for. Good thing he'll take the baton from me now. I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay.
As soon as Yuki and I went our ways, Reika and the old man returned from their trip. That was close. Hey, got out of your bath, I assume?
カイト、
Pretty weird seeing you spaced out like that.
どうも最近変なのよね。
Like what?
部屋の中が微妙に動いてたりするのよ。
Damn, really? You probably got suspicious because the bed was a mess. Thank you for sleeping in all sprawl, Ty. Should have made her bed after getting Ty out so Reika wouldn't notice.
それにあの子たちの反応も妙に違う気がする。
You mean the cheetahs?
今までは私以外に敵意むき出しだったのに、部屋に来た月や佐竹に対して牙を向かないのよ。
Maybe they got used to seeing those two. Considering both Satake and Tsuki managed to talk with them that day, that was probably a reason they're chilling with them now.
人間慣れね。
Bet it isn't the first time they visited your room. Maybe that's why. You're overthinking it in any case.
そうね。ただ、少しだけ気に留めておいて。もし私の部屋に入るやつを見かけたら。
Sure thing. I was the one who said that, but I'll leave that detail aside. Not gonna try that stunt anymore, though. Plus, we never ended up getting to know any of her secrets when we did. I'll be sure to tell Ty to piss off if she wants to try and go in again. They still have the things attached to them, though. They still have the things attached to them, though. I'm gonna end it here.
セーブするわね。
Hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you next time. Bye bye. I don't know what the fuck that kind of face that was. Bye.